It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
If I ever see me from the waist down in a story about the fattening of America, the next thing I see will be an approaching brick wall as I speed my car towards it.
The only way you can't feel really bad about yourself is if you see that shot from the waist down and it says, "Our wiener's getting bigger."
Right.
Like, news report.
And finally tonight,
What if they showed that and then Zane turned around eating a hot dog and went, what?
that's right. That's right. It all gets on me eating one.
Yep.
No, I'm actually eating a stubby veiner.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It's Thursday. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer and Hot Wings with Eric Zane. Producer Joe here. Steve here. You can join us toll free. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Later on this hour, the flashback. What do you do while listening with the topic this day? We'll get to that. I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
When we started off the show, at least this hour, by talking about the intro music from the Joe and Ben show.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that.
And and there was just a discussion about the band name and
Right.
and where the sample came from that Joe used to use. The Joe and Ben show was his college radio show, and when we truly stole the tapes from Joe's surprise birthday party while we were hiding and waiting to surprise him, we saw the tapes and stole them.
Yeah.
And so then when we were starting to play those tapes back on the air, we discovered the songs. And, Joe, you had found it as a sample on a Beastie Boys track, as we had talked about.
Yes.
This is from the Beasties. I think the original too, Joe.
Well, an innocent mistake happened when we were talking about this that ended up, someone pointed it out later in the day. I don't know if you guys saw it. But what is the band's name that did the...
According to what Joe said, because we found the original, it's a 70s, 60s, 70s Tex-Mex West Coast band called the Los Angeles Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was informed of.
There's a mistake in there. Not one done...
I'm guessing it's the word Negroes.
That's the one. It's not so much the word, it's the pronunciation.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
Steve?
Yeah?
What did the email say that I forwarded on to you?
He said that there was an extra letter in there that made it offensive, and the extra letter was the E.
Right. Now, the way Joe has it loaded in, he does not have it with an E. But, Steve, when you were writing up the show summary, you only had heard the word.
Right.
So you spelled it the way you would spell Negroes. Negroes.
Right. Because when I write up the show summary,
Wait a minute.
basically Joe takes his notes throughout the show, sends them to me, and then I kind of compile them into a...
So there's an extra E, is what you're
so
saying.
I would have
At
been
the
the
end.
writer
There's-
of the extra E on the log.
Oh, so you would have...
Yeah.
Now, by doing that, this email said, adding the extra E makes it very offensive.
It does?
Yes. Because I don't know anything about Spanish. I figured this out by context from Steve, a conversation with Steve yesterday, and from this emailer. So I'm only regurgitating here. But, Steve, what you were telling me is,
Because it's
if you were to say it with sort of a Spanish emphasis, I guess, it would be Los Angeles Negros.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Which would mean what?
The Black Angels.
The Black
That's
Angels.
what I see, too. I'm looking at that right now on the Wikipedia page, and they spell it Negros.
But adding that extra E makes it old-timey black people from Los Angeles.
Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying, or is that what just...
Well, I
That's
mean,
the only thing
That's
we
what
can
the
assume.
email. That's what the emailer was saying, is that by adding that E changes the meaning of it because it's no longer a reference to the color black.
It is? Really?
But
Yeah, it'd be the Black People Angels then, apparently.
Right.
As opposed to the Black Angels.
Right.
So Negros as opposed to Negroes.
Mm-hmm. A key point.
That is kind of key, I guess.
Yeah. But an innocent mistake, a mistake of just not knowing.
Yeah.
But generally, though, it's the English. It's in the translation. It's said the same way, right? Whether it be with
it'd be said Negros.
Or you'd actually say Negros.
Yes.
So from now on, when we
color,
pronounce it on the radio, we are not going to say the Los Angeles Negroes. It's the Los Angeles Negros. Negros.
You could just say Negros.
You can just say Negros.
Yeah.
It's not good pronunciation, but it's.
Yeah, you don't have to go on to the burrito. You can still do it sort of English.
You're not going to go to their concert while driving a Gran Tornado.
Okay. I can just imagine. Well, you know how, there have been times that we've had people new to the radio station come in and not been able to pronounce a band and mispronounce it just because they don't know.
Absolutely.
Because they're green.
Absolutely.
I can't think of any examples right now. So you can just imagine in this 1970s radio station, somebody actually coming out the air and saying, here's a new one from the Los Angeles Negroes. This is a hot new band.
Hell, doesn't have to be the 1970s. Could have been Tuesday.
They
weren't new then, but that's what happened.
We sure were convinced that this band was known as the Los Angeles Negroes.
Oh, Spaghetti-O.
But not. One thing can't be denied, though.
It's still great.
This is the funnest bebopping song by a band known as the Los Angeles Negroes ever.
It's still great.
So you're learning the words.
It's too bad that we botched that. I have to learn another word.
By the way, when I saw the email that said at the time I read it as Los Angeles Negroes, because actually I think that's what the emailer wrote. Said he wrote Los Angeles Negroes offensive, and I still didn't know the language issue mistake that we had all fallen into.
I see.
And so I went, uh-oh, he translated it, and it's filled with filth, and we're going to get in trouble because, you're rolling the dice. I don't know what they're saying in that song.
Okay.
So then I read it, and I went, oh, no, that's a completely different reason that I had no idea.
Well, hopefully, we did look at the translated lyrics, so hopefully no one put the wrong ones up just to trick us.
Oh, you had already checked that.
Yeah. It's nonsense. It's gibberish.
It probably says kill all crackers or something.
Hot Wings, what was Zane was talking about people mispronouncing artist names. When we went to the radio station in Omaha, it was owned by a college. It was a 100,000-watt alternative rock station. Yeah. Well, it was classical jazz. Hot Wings was the first voice on the format flip. Mm-hmm. And so because that's how it went.
Hello.
Because it was owned by the college, when radio stations change formats, unfortunately, they just blow out the whole staff.
Yeah.
And then they put new people in. There's never any explanation. Well, because it was owned by a college, they couldn't just do that. It's just different.
Right.
So they had to give all of the old air staff a chance. And all of the old air staff was, in fact, old. And they had all only ever worked for a classical jazz station. And they were the biggest collection of weirdos and nerds you'd ever see. But the general manager had to give them a chance to do the alternative rock.
Yeah.
And so this guy who took the name Captain Bill Rogers for no other reason than the station's moniker was the river. He had nothing to do with sailing, but he would then do all sorts of submarine sound effects and
He did, with his mouth. Matey! He does all the sound effects with his mouth.
I don't know if he did or not. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I just didn't have access to one.
Yeah, he had him on a cart.
But he would talk like a captain. Oh, batten down the hatches.
Oh man!
But there were several artists that were getting played that he had a struggle with, including In Excess, which he regularly referred to as Inks.
I know somebody who did that too. Inks. Here's a new one from Inks. What?
And Hot Wings, I can't remember. Piranha. That was the song. I can't remember who the artist was.
I can't remember the name of the artist either.
But it was a song, right?
Yes.
And
oh, yeah.
The song was called Piranha. And everybody, like the fish. And that's how everyone said it, except he insisted on doing what he said was the Spanish pronunciation. So he would say, "That's piranha." And everybody, Bill, no,
you're stupid and old. Get out of the business.
It's piranha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not being cool. That's not how it's said. Stop being stupid.
I know you're trying really hard, but you're making yourself look stupid.
Steve, didn't we have a discussion about ZZ Top once? This exact song, the song "Tush."
I remember talking about it. Yeah.
Because somebody was it
Pemberton.
Yeah, our boss in Knoxville.
Hey, guys, that song is called Tush. Well, Jim, yeah, okay, it is spelled Tush, like rhymes with rush. It's spelled the same way. But since that word to denote ass, in the song they say, "I'm just looking for some tush," or tush, it's pronounced tush.
Right.
On the air, they say tush. When we say, "Here's ZZ Top tush," damn it, shut the hell up.
He got so mad at us for doing that because we busted his chops on the air.
Yeah, he did. And,
did he get mad?
And we go, just because they rhyme tush with much, and so they say it kind of stupid in the song, doesn't make it a different word. It's still not called tush. It's like Brooks and Dunn rhyme paint with can't. Mm-hmm. But that wouldn't change the name of the word can't.
I can't
in real
no
life.
Satisfaction is not what you'd say the next time you referred to it.
Yeah, you stupid idiot. Quit being dumb.
I've been in this business longer than you guys have been alive.
Uh-huh.
My career's been going backwards longer than you've been doing it. Wait, that's not what I meant. At this current rate, I'll be a part-time jailer in 2 years. Mark my words.
He was right.
That did happen.
Coming up, the Lost Kelly Classic. We're going to play one from the Los Angeles Negros.
Hell, the Lost Kelly Classic, he's the one who's lost.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that guy? We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
To get on with the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, have something interesting to say.
Daniel Day-Lewis!
Or be a huge idiot.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. I was cleaning we have 2 aquariums in the basement. I was cleaning them yesterday. And while I was doing that, I turned on the 25th anniversary concert from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that they did in New York City with sort of you could say a who's who of people that are in the hall. It was a wide selection and collection of talent that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. A lot of people playing with people you wouldn't normally expect.
Was there a big jam session like there always is?
It's on in 2 parts, and so far I'm only about an hour and a half into the first part. The whole thing, if you watched it back to back, I think is 3.5 hours.
It's
but
long.
Every song is pretty much one artist playing with another. Like they're almost going in a format where like it starts with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. They come out, but then the first thing they do is they bring out other artists with them.
Yeah.
And then they turn it over to Stevie Wonder, and he has John Legend come out and play with them, and they do a Stevie song, and then they have Sting come out and they do a Stevie song, and then they bust into Roxanne. With Stevie playing, and then B.B. King comes out, and then Jeff Beck comes out, and they did a pretty kick-ass version of Superstition. And then Metallica came out and did a bunch of stuff. They were pretty cool because it's crazy just to go from Stevie Wonder to Metallica, but it's just one side of the stage to the other, and so the lights go down on Stevie, and everybody's going crazy, and then you hear Metallica say, "We're Metallica, and this is what we do," and it just goes into some crazy jam and. Mm-hmm. And I find myself in this particular case watching something like this, enjoying songs and performances that wouldn't necessarily be something that I'd have on my iPod or something, but just for I don't know if the gimmicks work on me or what, but seeing people together you wouldn't normally expect to see together is pretty cool. But invariably, when Stevie Wonder is out there, someone does something that is awkward because he's blind. Yeah. And in this particular case, he and John Legend performed a Michael Jackson song.
Okay.
I can't remember which one now. What was it, Joe? Man in the Mirror?
It's The Way You Make Me Feel.
The Way You Make Me Feel, that's right. And it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then they finish, and John Legend goes to leave the stage, and he walks over to Stevie Wonder and puts his hand out like,
He did?
"Hey, brother, glad to play with you."
Oh.
And, of course, we all know what happened. Nothing.
No, he left him hanging.
And then you see someone say something, and then Stevie's hand goes up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's no way he can know. It's an innocent mistake, but it just looked awkward.
You gotta grab the hand.
This is one of my favorite. I actually like this song by Michael Jackson, so I'm curious to see some of the bits and pieces of this.
It was pretty cool.
I didn't see this part of this.
I noticed
concert.
that he comes out and shakes his hand. He did well there. Stevie was probably expecting that, so Stevie probably put the hand out.
Yep.
Stevie. Okay. So, this is a different vibe for sure. John Legend's awesome. Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. I still love him.
You know, at least one idiot thought he was coming out.
Oh.
Here?
Stevie.
He still got it.
Incredible, man.
Oh, yeah, he
Great
can
job.
still sing fine.
I realized as I was watching this, because he did probably 3 or 4 songs, I thought, I think I could go to a Stevie Wonder concert and really dig it.
Who wouldn't?
Oh,
man?
yeah. I'd love to see Stevie.
Living legend. Sweet.
It's pretty cool. So you can check this special out. It's airing on HBO right now. I think they, I don't know when it debuted, but I know they aired both the part 1 and part 2 yesterday.
Damn, that sounds good.
They've got, of course it's HBO, so all the production quality's great. Everything's perfectly lit. The sound is perfect.
Those types of things are great now in high def.
Oh,
I mean, that's one of the things that high def is so good for, is sporting events and concert footage like that.
High def was not good for Lou Reed.
No, Lou Reed has been ugly since he was young.
Now
he's old, so
he may have looked better in low def.
All right.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Possibly
I gotta see
playing
this.
from the audience somewhere. Maybe in the cheap seats.
Okay, it looks like Metallica performed with Lou Reed and one of the guys from the Kinks.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
A
Curious
lot
how
of
that
good
sounded.
stuff.
Yeah, I agree. You can't even hear Lou Reed. What the hell was Lou Reed doing on For Whom the Bell Tolls?
A lot of times they swapped verses on.
Really?
I don't remember this though.
This is a montage, apparently. There's Lou Reed. Oh my! This is what's this song called again?
Oh, Sweet Jane.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. This sounds brutal.
yeah, he can't sing anymore.
This made me, because I had gone into the bathroom, and I came out to go, what the hell is this?
That's Dave Davies from the Kinks. That will work. Lou Reed was terrible. Here, James Hetfield. Tight. Signature sound.
I don't know what it is. Like I said, maybe it's the gimmicks, but I love seeing one band or one artist go up and jam to another artist's song and just look like they're having a great time.
Yeah.
It always makes me so jealous of the fact that they're all so talented that they can just go up and, sit in and do that. How awesome would that be, man?
Oh, it would, dude.
That'd be pretty cool.
Be good. I wonder if at the Radio Hall of Fame induction, if there's ever any time when someone will be sitting there doing a show and, I don't know, Garrison Keillor will be at the microphone and then Howard Stern will walk up and those two do some bit on the air. Can you imagine that? He's doing that
what
thing.
A mashup.
What is that called again? Prairie View Companion?
Prairie Home
Companion. And Stern comes up and farts in his face.
I think it would have to be the other way around, right?
Yeah, he gets incorporated into a Tales from Lake Wobegon.
Yeah. Howard's got some stripper.
And then Keillor farts in somebody's face.
Yeah, that's how it would have to work.
I like it. Somebody from NPR goes up and says racist comments in tribute to Imus.
Yeah.
It's been a great year.
Normally, I like to stick up for the oppressed, but
Yeah, right. How about that?
it'd be great.
Oh, boy.
Probably not going to happen.
I don't know.
By the way, when I was cleaning the aquarium, I have one tank where they reproduce that, so I have baby fish in there all the time.
Real small? Real teeny-weeny?
like translucent sea heartbeats.
Oh,
they're so
neat.
small.
All right, that's cool.
And I didn't think there were any in there. And when I picked up a rock, about 4 of them were eaten by a bigger fish in about 1 second, and I felt bad. Even though they're fish, I don't have an emotional attachment to it. But the idea that they're like, yeah, we're safe, we're under a rock, it's dark, light, death.
I know it. You killed them.
You sacrificed them.
I did.
How many heartbeats did you silence yesterday?
None.
I didn't. I silenced
How about
0.
you? None,
Joe,
Zane?
Steve, you guys silence any heartbeats? 0. Free beer ended 4 lives yesterday.
Yeah.
That is terrible. I would hate to
Cannibalism.
be you.
Wasn't very good.
You ate them.
No, that wouldn't be cannibalism. It would have to be a fish eating a fish to be.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Huh.
I would have had to have eaten a human
That's
for
what
it to be.
I thought that's
cannibalism
weird.
in my
It threw me
case.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
In a moment, the flashback. What do you do while you're listening to us? That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wig Show.
Hello.
Sure, you may think these guys suck.
Bloated, washed up, pathetic, no talent.
But you're the one listening to them.
Flashback today. What are you doing while you're listening to our show? That was the question we asked. Who's doing the weirdest thing, or who's doing the most peculiar thing while listening to the show? It doesn't have to be like weird from a, oh my God, you're some sort of creep. I mean weird like, because you always think
Just
of
unusual.
people listening in their car or in a cubicle or in the shop or whatever else.
Yeah, that's
in the
pretty typical
area.
stuff, you know.
But you know there are people who are doing different kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Tim. Hello, Tim.
Hey, Tim. This is Tim. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
you're Tim.
What are you doing while you're listening to the show?
Well, a lot of people think it's weird, but I'm cutting on cadavers.
Cutting on cadavers.
Yes.
You're preparing them for like a school?
Yes, we're kind of actually just studying them, so we're a group of med students.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes
Pretty
sense.
interesting. Got a little boombox here,
How
so.
old's the cadaver?
Well, it ranges. We've actually had a couple bodies from 1985.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't really that old. They don't really deteriorate a whole lot.
Yeah, I know it. And you got to spray them down with the formaldehyde, like when you're done working on them?
Exactly. We try not to use formaldehyde a whole lot anymore. But
Oh, really?
Stuff like that, yep.
Boy, that smells unforgettable.
So
Exactly.
the body that you're working on may have died, or it died in 1985.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It may have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, may have died. Probably did.
Oh,
I
man.
didn't
So
know that they hung around that long.
what part are you slicing up today?
Today we're actually working on the inside of their hip. So.
Oh, some pretty intricate stuff. Are you doing like cutaways so you can see the entire?
Yep.
Like-
Basically, you can cut through the whole gluteus muscle. You can peel it back and see inside the hip.
So all the students every year before you have used maybe this body or one of the other ones. So this body's been,
Yeah, it's been cut up quite a bit. We try to take care of them, try to respect the bodies, but a lot of them have. We gotta get new shipments every year.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being someone. More power to the people who choose to donate their body to science like this.
Yeah.
I just personally couldn't do it. Like we were talking about before. I don't know why. I know I'm not going to be using it anymore, but I just can't imagine the idea of my body laying in a lab somewhere to college or wherever else. And I know maybe you didn't do it, Tim, but I'm sure somebody in the past 20 years has decided, hey, it'd be funny and throwing a piece of the body around or start
played catch with the junk,
cadaver ball or something like that.
Yeah, we try to take it pretty serious, but it doesn't get weird until you're kind of like maybe holding their hand and try to moving it around, then you realize you're holding this person's hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do most of the cadavers come from? Are they people that say I want to donate my body, or are they like hobos with no next of kin?
No, it's usually it's a choice.
Yeah.
And so we don't really know where they come from exactly. We don't have much details on them.
That's probably just best.
Do you have a cordless phone?
Yeah.
Can you bang the phone
Oh no!
on a portion of the body? Let's just kind of bounce it off it.
I don't want to.
Like knock the phone off like his melon or something.
No, I would, but it's my cell phone. So.
Tim,
you don't want to touch that.
Tim, what kind of doctor are you going to be?
I'm going to be an orthopedic doctor.
Okay, that makes sense. Working on the hip and
all right,
whatnot.
Okay.
Well, thanks, man.
Awesome.
We appreciate it.
All right.
That's one of those things where you just think, like we said, everybody's driving in the car, something like that.
He's cutting up a dead body right now. Think about that for a minute.
Yep. This is Matt. Hello, Matt.
How you doing?
Good, Matt.
Good.
What are you doing while listening to the show?
Working in a limestone quarry, and I'm pushing dirt off a 90-foot cliff.
You are. Where are you? Where's the limestone quarry?
Upstate New York.
No kidding.
Awesome.
What are you driving? Like a big front end loader or bulldozer or something?
Yeah, I'm in a bulldozer, a D9T.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's awesome. You have the job that I wanted when I was a kid. I wanted to work in like a big heavy equipment like that. That's awesome.
It's all right. It's a good job, man. I got the boss sitting here staring at me while I'm talking to you.
Are you telling him to shut the F up because you got a bulldozer and you got to run it over his narrow ass?
Yeah, get out of here, Mr. Slate.
His narrow ass. Thank you, Matt.
No problem, man.
See you, man.
Good job. Run over his narrow ass. This is Brett. Hi, Brett.
How you doing?
Good, man. What are you doing while you're listening to the show?
I skid logs.
Skid logs.
What does that mean?
That's right.
What is that?
I pull them out of the woods after I cut them down.
Okay.
So you're a lumberjack.
I'm a lumberjack, Paul Bunyan-like.
No kidding. Skidding
Timber
logs. What
industry.
is skidding logs? You does that mean you wrap them up the chain, pull them to where they then
put them onto a
we
truck or
put
something?
them on a truck.
That's right. Clear those forests.
Excellent.
Burn it.
Thank you, Brett.
That's right.
Good job. Non-traditional. This is Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's the weird thing you did while listening to the show?
Just moments after I heard it, I got in a little car accident.
This morning?
Yeah.
Fender bender?
Yeah, on my way to school. Well, I drive a Jeep, and the car in front of me was a Nissan, and the car in front of that was a truck. So I just gave it a little tap, and
I see.
the foot bent up.
What actually were we talking about when you struck it? Do you remember?
I hit the brakes, and then I just gave it a little tap. Well, the trunk popped up, and the bolt of my license plate came off.
As we were talking about weird things you do while you're on the show.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, good.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right.
Good job. All right. This is Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Greetings. I'm right now. I'm killing dragons. I play video games a lot.
You're killing dragons.
Yeah,
great.
Exactly. Yeah. I know that's not a big fan for you guys. You don't like the fantasy role-playing games and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
you're playing like D&D.
It's a little like that. Yeah, it's an adventure game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
What's it called?
And I'm calling you from the Netherlands. So yeah.
Oh, is that right?
You are?
International listeners you got.
So
yeah.
This is costing you like $8,000 a minute.
I don't know if it would, if it's the one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
No, it's
oh,
not
listen.
that bad. It's
So,
not that bad.
You're in the Netherlands playing. What time is it there right now?
It's we're 7 hours ahead, so it's it's 2:40.
It's still the work day, and that's what I want to know. Why you're not being productive in the Netherlands instead of playing that damn game?
No, I get off work just before you guys come on, so it's a great way to unwind. I play video games and listen to you guys and laugh.
Okay, so you have a life then.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Well,
I
he
mean,
clearly doesn't live in his mother's attic because he sounds like he's from America. So I'm guessing you're from America, correct?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Actually, grew up pretty close to Joe, from what I imagine. Yeah.
Oh, you're from the
From what he
Chicago
just
area.
Told me.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, that's okay as long as you're productive with it. I mean, that's okay to play those games. It's not like you're like a dork or anything.
Joe writes that you went to his high school.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Small world.
Reform school.
Thank you, Stacy. Good job.
Yeah, but you guys do a great show.
Thanks,
Well,
man.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
I hope as a gift for your kindness and good words, you get a new 12-sided die.
And some new wooden shoes.
Right.
Thank you, Stacy.
Netherlands.
Wooden shoes. He only went there to get the pot.
Yeah. Oh, God.
you know.
He's high right now.
Yeah, you know it's pure.
This is Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hey,
What are you doing while listening to the show?
we're smoking pot, actually.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Where's your location so someone can come and get you?
Yeah, what's your address?
No, I'm just kidding.
New Jersey. You don't need to know where we're at.
You got it. Thank you, Jason.
I was gonna get up and find the broom. But
This is Pat. Hi, Pat.
Hey,
What are you doing?
waxing an excavator right now.
An excavator.
Yeah.
Waxing an excavator?
Yeah.
I didn't know you.
What's his name?
What's that?
What is his name?
It's Timmy.
Tim, you're waxing Tim the excavator.
Yeah.
He needed a good waxing.
I am so confused. So you like do Brazilian waxes?
Sure, yeah. We wax a few excavators.
No,
All right,
seriously, what is an excavator?
Seriously.
An excavator digs dirt,
Like
you know?
the machine.
Okay.
I know, but what is it? I mean,
Like you wax it to keep it running, like to keep the
So it
upkeep
doesn't
on
like
it?
rust?
No, just to keep it clean, looking good.
Just to keep it
Who
looking pretty.
cares? It's an excavator. Quit waxing it.
Digs in the dirt.
I know it. You're going to get done, and then you're
That's
going to
why
go dig a
I'm
shovel full of dirt.
Well, it's just basically busy work, you know?
I got you.
The boss is just making him do it because there's nothing to do.
That's what
yeah,
it is.
always
Nothing to
work.
dig.
Go clean the equipment.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, no problem.
Good job. 1-800-947-3979. Pat was prepared to just humor us no matter what stupid crack we made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just keep waiting. All right. Oh, this is good. Hi, Scott.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Good. What are you doing?
I am in the midst of taking the accident report that Kyle got into.
Come on.
Listening to your show.
You are not.
And you're the cop.
I am the cop.
And so how did it go? How did it, were you listening to the radio when you realized the guy who was involved in the accident was calling a radio show, or did you have a conversation with him?
No, I listen to your show religiously every morning. I almost dropped the clipboard when he came on the radio.
And you said, that's the guy behind me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Are you going to haul somebody's ass to jail? Somebody at fault?
No, we're taking care of it. But
Would
he
it
gave
be
a pretty good, accurate depiction of how it occurred?
Yeah. Would it be out of line for you to walk back to him and say, hey, I got on too?
He has left.
He did.
told him
He's
better
left. Okay.
Oh, man. Off the air, he said he was drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said he actually told Joe, and Joe put it up on the board, and I chose not to say it on the air, that he was glad that you didn't seem interested in searching his car.
Yeah, because he's got a meth lab in there. It's one of the new mobile meth labs, and he said he likes getting past all the pigs, is the way he put it.
Oh, I'm sure that's how it went.
Yeah. Thank you, Scott, man. We appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
Good
Good
job.
job. That's
funny.
funny.
I like it when cops call.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, God.
This is Trevor. Hi, Trevor.
Oh,
Good. What are you doing?
driving a front end loader in a junkyard.
At a junkyard.
Yeah,
Are you smashing some stuff?
I can.
You guys got a car shredder there, too?
No.
All right.
Now,
Front end loaders moving stuff around.
are you driving one right now?
Yes,
Do you think if you smash something, we'd be able to hear it over the phone? Would it be really loud?
I think so. I can try.
Oh, that'd be great.
Is that one of those cool big ones with the huge spiky wheels?
Yeah, no, it's got rubber wheels.
Rubber wheels.
Big Volvo. It's brand new.
Does it have the forks on the front?
Yeah.
Like lifting up cars and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
that's fantastic.
gotcha.
Do you spend a lot of your day just smashing things because you can?
Yeah.
That's kind of
That's like every kid's dream, man.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, all I wanted to do, like Freebeer had mentioned earlier with the guy that worked at the quarry, all I wanted to do was like operate
quarry.
some sort of massive equipment
Yeah.
and crush things.
crane operator or like you said, the big front end loader or bulldozer or
just
something like that.
running over cars and stuff would be a delight.
Bet no one's listening if you're a mob guy burying a body. That's what we need to do next.
No,
we've had that debate before because obviously the show heard a number of places where the mob is prominent. And,
I don't want anyone to call
kidding
where
me?
we're going to have to testify later because you were on the show.
I'll bet you we're number one among the mob. The mob digs this show. I guarantee it.
Thank you, Trevor.
All right. You want to hear me smash?
Oh, you got
you're
something?
ready.
Yeah, you got something?
If you're
Let's go.
ready.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
What did you
I don't know
smash?
if you heard that.
Yeah, we heard it. What did you smash?
It was a 86 Blazer.
Sweet.
West roof.
Sweet. And still somehow nicer than Zane's car.
Yeah, it's still better even after that.
Thank you,
job,
Trevor. Good
All
job.
right.
1-800. Actually,
I like
not
that
nicer
mob
than
thing.
your car.
I like that mob thing.
You know.
I adore the mob.
You know someone in the mob, someone in organized crime has listened to our show. It just has to be because you know it's out there.
Yeah, and I love that.
That'd be uncomfortable.
Dude.
No, it wouldn't. I think it'd be great.
This is Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hi, what are you doing?
I've been taking pictures for Joe.
Taking pictures for Joe?
Oh, you're the one.
Are you the one sending them via email?
Yeah.
We've seen those.
We saw your boob today.
Yeah, we put it on the website.
We sure did. No, we didn't put it on the website.
No, we didn't.
No, but we did. We did see it.
Joe says try to get a picture of a dude in one of them. He wants something that'll work for him.
Yeah.
He's shaking his head yes right now.
And he keeps writing something about a nip pinch, apparently. He wants you to...
Yeah. He said get somewhere colder.
Thank you, Sam.
The last email kind of sounded like it was from Zane. It was kind of pushy.
No, it was Joe. It wasn't me, believe me.
She hit that right on the head.
It was
Thank you,
pushy.
Sam.
It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Boy, she sniffed that one
Oh,
off.
she sure did.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Oh, this is a good one.
busted.
This is fun. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing right now?
Driving an armored car.
Driving an
Really?
armored car. How much money are you hauling?
Uh-huh.
I can't disclose that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't.
Like what's the most you've ever hauled?
Oh, that's quite a bit.
Do they? I mean, do they tell you? Do they like when they throw the bags in? They go, "All right, now."
Oh, yeah, we load them all.
Yeah, they talk like that.
Yeah, does your boss sound like that? All right, now. Yeah, see? Yeah, you're carrying millions, yeah, huh?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah. What's the? Have you ever hauled more than $2 million?
Oh, yeah.
More than $10 million?
Yep.
Technically, you're not a member of the police force,
Right.
but you are licensed to use force should trouble come up. So I mean, you could shoot someone if you were in danger of stuff being robbed, right?
If they put your life in danger.
Okay, but if they were just stealing the money, like if I didn't have a gun and I somehow were able to grab a bag and I started running, you couldn't shoot me in the back and take the money back.
Under Michigan law, you could shoot somebody in commission of a felony.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, well there goes putting that on Joe's wheel. That's for sure. Thank you,
Easy.
Kyle.
Yep.
Good job. 1-800-947-3979. All right, got to do this one. Hi, Louie.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How are you,
Louie?
I actually know for a fact that somebody from the mob does listen to you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not you, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, is it you?
No. And you know that because when I told you about the Sopranos with the bear, remember?
The
Yes.
bear. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
right.
So I know.
Now, so you know a mobster who...
Is he like a... is he...
He's a close friend.
Okay.
Does he have a colorful nickname?
Yeah.
He does?
Because I think everybody has to, don't they? Doesn't everybody? I don't know why, but any television show you watch.
His name is Nicky No Socks.
Nicky No Socks?
Yup, that's because you don't wear no socks.
Is that right? Well, I would assume.
So he likes the show?
Yes, he does.
Now, what kind of stuff is he into? Is he like a...
Man, now you guys are pushing me. Wouldn't you want to find Fat Louie dead?
Well, he can't say. He said the guy's nickname.
That's true. Okay,
but
I don't want
his
to...
name ain't his name. You know, it's not like Louie Bag of Donuts or Joey Bananas, and you know. I get it, guys. Come on, it's
Okay.
getting enough.
All right. Thank you, Louie.
Bye.
I believe him.
I believe him, too, because he sounds like Joe Pesci.
100% I believe him. This is Chuck. Hi, Chuck.
How you doing?
Good. What are you doing right now?
Running the car shredder.
You are? At a junkyard?
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Can you shred one for us?
Oh, I'm shredding right now.
Oh, yeah.
Probably just can't hear it. I talked to you a couple of years ago. It was on when you had the contest of
Smash your stuff.
Smashing things.
Yeah, that was you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
Still been listening. Just want to say good show.
Nicely
We
done.
just need to send Zane's old car and have Chuck shred it.
Well, I was thinking about his new one too.
No, the new one. That's a Rolls Royce to me, man.
Maybe you could combine them.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
You got it. Thank you, Chuck.
All right, thank you.
Good job. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebearandhotwigs.com. Did you guys see that Congress got together and passed a bill that would encourage the college football to have a playoff?
Oh, boy. Wow,
thank God that's what's on their plate.
That'll get a change.
Are you kidding me? Why would
what
you
a monumental waste of time.
Why would you put yourself in the crosshairs of people who actually are concerned about the public good, who can vote you out of office, and actually put it out there like that? Who is the jackass that sponsored that bill?
Even though I agree there should be a playoff, the fact that you're worrying about it, and you know, it's that old argument. Well, there's two wars, unemployment's at 10%, a skyrocketing national debt, and a billion other problems.
Yeah, this is like when those idiots went after baseball and steroids. It's like, you know,
Really?
it's a problem, but it's not America's problem. It's baseball's problem.
Exactly.
Who cares? I mean, there are other things to worry about. You're going on and sponsoring a bill and having any discussions at all about encouraging the NCAA to have a playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Good use of your time and,
Right.
in fact, our time since we voted for you.
That's
pretty dumb.
Embarrassing.
God.
It really is. It really is. And you know, and it's another example of, hey, this will be a way to get my name in the news, which sadly works. It must work.
Yeah.
They keep doing it.
Stupid.
You can go to freebearandhotwigs.com, all sorts of videos, links, and everything else that go up there every day. Virtually everything we talk about on the show has some sort of link on the website, and a lot of things we don't get to on the air ends up at freebearandhotwigs.com. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwigs Show.
Normally, when I am this depressed, I binge on some good old American comfort food. some hot dog pie, maybe a baseball sandwich, and always on the side a heaping order of freedom fries. You can feel the liberty coat your arteries.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Hey, man, is that Freedom Rock? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
JD in Nashville. JD, what do you say?
I want to tell y'all that I ain't voting for nobody that don't say freedom enough.
I want to assure you, we're going to fight for America.
Freedom ain't free beer.
We have to fight for our freedoms also.
Fight for freedom. Hot wings.
We have to fight for our freedoms also.
You gotta eat freedom fries. You gotta eat freedom Fritos, Joe.
We have to fight for our freedoms also.
Fritos, Joe.
Freedoms also.
Freedom, 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 freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom.
Freedom is always just one generation away from extinction.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I've been looking for freedom.
I know we're supposed to start now, but I love this song. Let it go. This song makes me want to clap my hands over my head.
Oh, this is like a gospel great.
I want him to stop drinking so he can perform this song more. It's Thursday. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. Producer Joe and Steve here as well. You can join us toll free, 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Later this hour, name that blank.
Yep.
Also, what Hot Wings thinks about a crucifix cow.
Yes.
Huh? He'll explain.
That is true.
The guy who called in with that freedom deal, that freedom call, if you feel inclined to write something of that nature with that same delivery and call us from time to time, I wouldn't hate that.
I think that stuff is very funny.
You know, let's start a career of something funny, because the way he dealt that one was a good one. I didn't even know who the guy was.
No, out of the blue.
That was pretty awesome.
Well
Pretty
done.
awesome. We had somebody who emailed after that and said we had the two best calls in the history of the show on back-to-back days. The first one being the guy that didn't understand the fact that the radio was delayed, even though they say, turn your radio down, there's delay. And then the second one being that one.
That's true. Very good calls.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Joe, remember the day that you shared with all of us the text messages or the emails that you exchanged with that person who was trying to rip you off, that scam?
Yeah.
And we've talked numerous times about the Nigerian email scammers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I go chop your dollar.
My wife and I were watching Intervention yesterday, and the guy had a normal life.
Yeah.
And then he had a back injury, and his mom died, and he was really affected by that, and the spiral began. He got into gambling, got addicted to morphine, and it turns out he was also bipolar.
Okay.
But his family was just letting him do whatever he wanted. They just, none of them felt comfortable enough to step up and cut off his behavior, as often happens in these cases.
Who wants to do that?
Right.
Yeah, who wants to help?
Well,
I think they were all trying. They just didn't know what to do.
That's incredibly awkward, especially, if you're clueless.
And no one in his family had any idea that he was bipolar. They thought all of the stuff that he was doing was because of the morphine addiction. Like he'd go for 2 days at a time and seem crazy, and then he'd pass out. They'd find him passed out next to a campfire with soot all over him. And they thought it was all the morphine addiction because they just didn't know. And so one of the things he did when he was awake was he started believing internet forwards. And when that
was his thing. He started believing all forward.
Yeah. And so they show him he had given away or been fleeced of $600,000 in career that he had earned over his career, the value of his home and their 120 acres in North Carolina that he had paid off, and everything else. And so they showed him on the phone with presumably Nigerians saying, look, you keep telling me I won $18.5 million. And they'd say, yes, and we know you've paid your taxes. They weren't fleecing him one time and then moving on. He was a cash cow. They'd just wait for him to call and say, oh, you're right. Now the agency's saying if you send $500 more, then you'll get it. You promise this time? Yes.
Oh, no.
And he'd send the money, and then nothing would happen, and then he'd pass out. And
that's just crazy.
It was amazing, and I'm thinking, boy, here you are, the producers of this show, and you're watching him. At that point, I mean, this family farm that they had, this awesome ranch in North Carolina, had been in their family for like 140 years. And the only reason it's staying in their family is because after he bankrupted the whole thing, his uncle had bought it and allowed them to live there. But this is a guy that before things started spiraling.
It's like, hey, John, what are you doing? I mean, what an awful thing to have as like as a compulsion. John, what are you doing? Oh, I'm praying for some lady, Cindy Hodgman. She's an adult with cancer. And then I'm going to go check out the do not call list for cell phone numbers. And a U.S. postage staff commemorating 2 Muslim holidays is in my crosshairs, while the White House will not accept Christmas ornaments with religious themes. Got me really bummed out. Tomorrow on the docket, the ACLU has filed a suit to have all military cross-shaped headstones removed. So that's got me. I'm going to send some money over to those guys. I got to send a check over because the Obama administration plans to require private insurance carriers to reimburse the Department of Homeland Security. My God, this mail server virus pisses me off.
I got to meet Bill Gates to get all my nickels from my emails.
The 12 Days of Christmas is a catechism song.
It was something. It was
Wow.
hard. It was hard, just amazing. And his family would be like, Dad, they're never going to send you money. I'm going to make you all millionaires. He really believed it because he was bipolar. And then they got him fixed. Joe in Maine joins us. Hi, Joe. You have a world's shortest lady and her baby update.
Yes, I do. I was looking on the internet yesterday, and I guess she had her baby over the Thanksgiving holiday break.
And this was a woman we talked about before. It basically looked like a pregnant basketball with feet and arms.
Yeah. She seemed incredibly happy, but you're right. She had this awful birth defect.
You got it.
And, Joe, she ended up being fine?
She had the baby cesarean section, I guess. Yeah. And I'm not sure. This is her third kid, and one of them has what she has. I'm not sure if it's the one that was born or what, but it was on AOL yesterday.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Now, Steve, we had that link up. Is that still up? He's on the phone, sorry. But I know that link was up. Her pregnancy was amazing. She was like 2 feet, I don't remember what it was, 2'8", 2'4".
That
was
something
teeny
really
tiny.
little.
And the pregnancy was really, really high risk.
If I remember correctly, the dude is pretty normal. I mean, the guy.
I thought he was normal size.
Yeah, he was.
Well, that is true love. I mean,
it sure is.
Seriously. I mean, that is absolutely true love. That has to be. You know?
Or I still think he's kind of got some sort of fetish.
You think?
Yeah. Not that he doesn't love her, I'm sure he does, but there was the initial attraction. Obviously, would have to be some kind of a fetish, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe. I guess that could have been, but I don't know for sure.
He could have just. I mean, it's very possible he fell in love with the personality, and then physical attraction came later in a different form of deeper emotion. I don't think he has to be some sort of fetishist or something like that.
I think you have to be, though.
You have to be?
I don't think so.
I mean,
maybe you would have to be. I don't think everyone else would have to be.
I would have to be then, because I saw her, and I'm sure she's a very nice person, but she's so little, he'd just walk around like banging her like a grapefruit.
Well, I'm sure that
it'd be all weird.
I'm sure that would be part of it. When it became time to impregnating the woman, if he decided to amp it up a little, he could just hold her like a seal.
Or a fleshlight.
Spin her like a Harlem Globetrotter.
Well, I mean, you'd have to do her. Yeah, you'd have to do her something like that. It's not like you could do regular missionary. You'd smother her.
But that doesn't mean
you just crushed the little thing.
Doesn't mean he has some sort of fetish.
Yeah.
No, I think so. You gotta be weird.
By your logic, anyone who's married to someone who's not attractive, that person must have a fetish that would attract them to that degree of unattractiveness.
It depends on the degree of unattractiveness.
Yeah, she's a freak.
Yeah, I mean kind of. I mean, I don't like to use that term because it's rude.
But if there were still,
but she is there is a certain amount of freakishness there.
Glad to see that you pointed out the rudeness in calling her a freak. Mm-hmm. As you 1 minute removed from the implying the guy has to have a fetish to marry this woman.
Yeah. Oh, you tried to put yourself in a category above Joe because Joe is so blunt.
That's offensive. I'll say that, Joe. That's very offensive. Oh, yeah. I need to see it again. I don't remember what exactly it looked like, and I'm having a hard time finding that.
I know. I can't find it either.
Pissing me off. I've been searching since since we started this discussion, and I know we had it somewhere on the website. I don't know if it was.
She looked like Mini-Me, but a girl.
If you go to photos, it's the fifth one down.
Sweet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one down, labeled smallest mother. And there she is with her baby, which is nearly the same size with her.
Oh, my God.
She was 2 feet 4 inches tall. 35-year-old Stacey Harold is the world's smallest mother at 2 feet 4 inches, pregnant for the third time. That's when this story, when we covered the story, and as Joe in Maine said, she's since had the baby. Hot Wings has stated that her husband must be a fetishist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I maintain
how could
that.
he love a woman? It's impossible to love someone who's different. That's what Hot Wings is saying.
Well, she's just especially ghoulish. That's all. I mean,
oh man, no. That's offensive. You don't call people freaks.
Yeah,
but
Joe.
ghoulish.
Yeah, no, I'm on board.
You can't.
I can't
yeah,
not.
you
I
can't.
can't not. She is. She's freakish.
All right, there you go.
I mean, come on, look at that. And she's
well,
the
she just
size
had a
of
baby.
she's the size of a basketball.
Well, hold on a second here. And that smile, why does it look like she has no teeth? Is that part of the birth defect?
I don't know.
Maybe they fell out.
Oh boy,
With
I don't know.
teeth, she wouldn't be able to properly speak like this.
Well, anyway, congratulations on the birth of your child. That's obviously a beautiful incident, something that when you bring a new life into the world, it's magic.
Yeah.
And we have nothing but respect for that. Some of us do.
Yeah, but you called it an incident.
You did.
I did?
Yeah, you said, I'm
incident?
sure it was a beautiful incident.
That's exactly what you said. It sounded weird to
but
me,
I said
but
the same thing
I
when,
wasn't going to say anything.
When
but
Hot Wings and his wife had their baby. Wow, what a beautiful incident.
You inadvertently are grouped in with Hot Wings now.
Not at all.
You are.
I make poor word choices about a lot of things.
Oh, man. So this child is now born.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Right. At least it appears everything went okay.
It does appear that way.
Stacey Harold is 35. She's from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. And like you said, 2 feet 4 inches. That's amazing.
Teeny tiny. In a moment, Jon Stewart lights up Fox News in this case because of the way they dumb something down. Wait till you hear their math. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
That's right. That's a woman's laugh. Would you like to spend time with that woman? The answer is no.
No.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. A little bit later on this hour, as we said, Hot Wings tells you about the crucifix cow. If you missed our conversation with Tim Allen when he joined us yesterday, the actor and comedian, we'll have that for you just after the top of the hour in 40 minutes, including his story about the time he busted out the Buzz Lightyear voice for a kid in an elevator. Mm-hmm. Wait till you hear that. Jon Stewart on The Daily Show. They are very good at busting on the cable news channels.
Oh, yeah.
We've played a variety of clips from them in the past. In this case, his main attack is, it's sort of on one of the news channels, but it's more on one of the hosts on one of the news channels.
Yeah.
From Fox and Friends, Gretchen Carlson, the woman on their morning television news show. She is dumb, according to The Daily Show.
All right.
And this is their proof.
Change Study Center mistreated some of the data its science was based on. Now, our point was not that global warming isn't happening or what it is. I myself have already invested in pre-beachfront property in what is now eastern Tennessee. The point was that if you're getting into the global warming debate, you got to have your numbers straight.
This
Otherwise,
is
you risk compromising.
This is an extension of that news story that he broke, yes? Because finally some other news outlets had gotten on board.
Yes.
At this point.
Yep.
So he's kind of going backwards. I got you.
Hard-won credibility. Fox News was making the same point just last Friday.
What do you think? Did scientists actually falsify stuff? Let's go ahead and take a look. Did scientists falsify research to support their own theories on global warming?
So if you could see what they're showing right now, Fox and Friends and Fox News is showing a research study, and he'll give you the numbers in a moment. But wait till you hear it, because it's 3 choices for an opinion poll, and the percentage adds up to what's more than possible.
A new Rasmussen poll. About 60% of you say somewhat likely. 35% say very likely. So you got a lot of people right there thinking it is likely, although 26% say not very likely.
He's just looking at the graphic, the numbers.
So in attacking scientists for falsifying data to support their theories on global warming, you've cited a poll that adds up to 120%. This is what's known in the business. What's known in the business as perfection. The only way you could perhaps top this someday is with a couple of nuts completely ignoring the mathematical impossibility in front of them to further solidify their talking points du jour.
In the spirit of fairness, I believe that question was asked before these emails were revealed. So that poll number may actually be different now. If it was
substantially higher?
It might be.
Close to 100% now.
Yeah, actually, in the spirit of fairness, we should mention that this Rasmussen poll seems to have a margin of error of monkey ridiculous. But this raises a larger point about something that we have traditionally suspected of Fox News. We tend to believe that with their fair and balanced slogan and tendency to go after political opponents through passive-aggressive wonderment, a la, isn't it interesting that Obama gave a speech in Berlin? You know, Hitler used to speak in Berlin.
So perfect.
We begin to believe that the organization may be a tad disingenuous. And now I believe Gretchen Carlson may be another example of this. On Fox and Friends, she plays the troubled mom. She's just trying to make sense of this crazy modern country we've got. Like when Hugo Chavez referred to Obama as an ignoramus.
I would just wanted to see how much of an insult it was to be called an ignoramus. Since I didn't know what it meant, I just Googled it. For all of you out there who don't know what ignoramus is, like
it can't be good.
It's an ignorant lawyer. We all know Barack Obama is a lawyer.
She had to look up ignoramus.
I mean, I'm no fan of Chavez, but Obama is a lawyer. And, of course, all that talk about money and business just confuses the heck out of the old girl.
For the first time, the president warning of a double-dip recession. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're like me, I was like, what exactly does that mean? So here is what it is. Apparently, it is when you have a recession followed by a short-lived recovery followed by another recession.
So it turns out the double dip means Obama's not taking us all out for ice cream, but leading the country to an economic disaster.
Awesome.
God forbid all these czars we hear about Obama appointing. You know, the ones that never seemed to bother anyone when they were appointed during the Bush years.
You know, when I looked up czar in the dictionary or Googled it, the word that came up was king. And I was wondering to myself why we are having so many czars/kings now in America.
All right, look. I'll give you a double dip recession. But czar? You didn't know what a czar was. How do you get a job on television if you appear to be one of those people who need to pin their address to their coat so a stranger can help them find their way home? Unless you're just dumbing yourself down to connect with an audience that you think sees intellect as an elitist flaw.
Jesus.
But that'd be easy to check.
What a pain in the ass
So
he
I
is.
Googled Gretchen Carlson.
Yes, I Googled.
And guess what came up?
What?
She was valedictorian of her high school and went to Stanford and graduated with honors and spent time studying abroad at Oxford. Yeah, not the Mississippi Oxford. The Europe one. Not to mention, she won the Miss America crown in 1989 by doing this.
Oh, they got footage of her jamming on a violin in a stupid 80s outfit.
A classical violin rendition of de Sarasate's Sie Bürgerweisen. And if you know anything about Zigeunerweisen, you know that's one of the harder Weisens. To Zigeuner. Of course, if she entered today, she'd probably just dress up like Raggedy Ann and sing My Funny Valentine. All I'm saying is, baby, Gretchen, come back. You don't have to stash your IQ in an offshore account. Just because you're on the couch with Jack Tripper and Janet doesn't mean you have to pretend to be Chrissy. So I don't want to have to turn you on tomorrow and see you're actually surprised that the Interior Secretary is in charge of the outside stuff. From now on, I want to see you give it 120%.
Man.
I would not want to see that done about me.
Ooh, dude, can you imagine her trying to act like it doesn't bother her?
Mike in Nashville. Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys, you know, Jon Stewart's okay, but, I mean, have you all not noticed that he does this 90% of the time? His attacks are always on Fox News. I mean, you could find the same fodder on MSNBC, CNN, with, you know, the drooling Chris Matthews getting thrills up his legs. And
now, Mike, can I stop you just for a second?
Yeah.
Do you watch the Daily Show?
I watch it, yeah.
Regularly?
Not all the time. Not all the time.
You watch it. Because I agree with you that he definitely attacks Fox News. But I watch it nearly every time it's on, and I see lots of riffs of him making fun of MSNBC and CNN, like the fact that we played it on the air when he made fun of CNN for fact-checking the Obama sketch on SNL. And so I'm not sure 90%. Now, it might be 60-40. He probably does attack Fox News more because the audience for that show is liberal, and he is liberal.
Well, and Fox News makes it easy. I mean, let's face it. I'm a conservative, but Fox News is absurd.
MSNBC makes it easy? You don't think CNN? I mean, Chris Matthews.
Mike,
you don't think they make it easy?
Let him go. Just let him go.
Do you think that's a good show? That Fox and Friends in the Morning? Do you think it's good? Do you think
I don't watch it. No, I don't watch it.
Do you think that she doesn't sound stupid?
Mike, here's the problem.
Do you think it's not worth making fun of? It's not funny?
I just think that Jon Stewart, and I know, I mean, it's fact study after study has been done by media research centers that
really
that Jon Stewart attacks conservatives and Fox News, you know, probably, you know, 70% plus more, you know, more than he attacks liberals and liberal networks.
Mike.
And I think you all kind of follow that lead, and I think, I mean, I don't blame you for that. I think it's because you tend to play to a younger audience who's.
You don't know, Mike.
Who tend to be more liberal.
Mike, listen to me. I agree with little of what Jon Stewart says, but you see, I'm not wound as tightly as you, nor as Hot Wings, and we think it's funny. We don't care whether he's right or wrong. You see the difference? You don't understand how funny that is.
And also
because you're too tightly wound.
And also,
I'm not.
You keep quoting sources. Now you keep quoting sources and saying, "Well, a lot of media research has indicated this and this." Where?
Media Research Center. Media Research Center.
The Media Research Center. What is that,
Mike?
Is that wouldn't be like a conservative watchdog group, would it?
Mike,
sure, of course it would.
Mike, you've called and we've had this talk before, haven't we?
Possibly.
Don't
be
coy about it.
You know or
Come
you
on,
don't.
just
I
yes or
remember
no.
you calling, and now you listen to the show pretty regularly, I think, right?
I do, and I love your show, but I hate when you all get off on politics because it always.
We're not laughing at how stupid she is. You jerk.
Look at the forest for the trees here. We're not talking about policy. We're not talking about global warming. We're not talking about anything. We're talking about one individual who is supposed to be smart on
Gretchen
television,
Carlson.
who comes across as stupid.
And
that doesn't have anything to do with politics.
And I think you're smart because you sound like you're smart, but it's insulting to yourself when you sound so stupid when you do what Alwing said.
Right, and if Fox News is so fair and so balanced and doesn't have a conservative lean, then when we make fun of it, how are we being anti-conservative?
Well, let me give you an example of a thing y'all did. I think it was a week or two ago. You jumped all over Sean Hannity for showing false footage from another teabag party that didn't go along with happened another month.
Right, that he apologized
said, quote,
for.
Sean Hannity is a dick.
Same week,
he is. That same week, Dylan Ratigan on CNN did the same exact thing on his Dylan Ratigan. I don't know if you know who he is.
I don't.
No. Now he's on MSNBC. Showed false footage Photoshop photographs, ended up having to go and apologize the very next day.
Well, then that guy's a
and
dick,
there was
too.
not a word said about it.
All right, I'll say a word about him. I'll
and-
say a word about him right now. He's a dick, and I don't like him either. Are you happy? Because I don't like that.
That's all I need.
And,
Go Vols.
and also, you've got to keep in mind the reason we didn't bring up Dylan Radigan.
No one knows that.
Who the hell is Dylan Radigan? Nobody
yeah.
knows who he is. Who cares?
Right.
Nobody watches him anyway. The reason when you bust somebody like Sean Hannity is because people watch him. He actually has a a viewership that follows him. So. It's worth busting him.
I'm
Nobody.
sad.
I don't even know who Dylan Radigan is.
Mike, will you answer a direct question for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now don't do it with a roundabout answer like when Hot Wings asked you a direct question about
you didn't answer.
You didn't answer him, and so I want you to answer. Do you really think we're trying to push a liberal agenda?
Yes or no?
No.
Thank you.
I don't
Okay,
think you're trying to push the liberal agenda.
Okay. Well, then that's
okay
Then why do you accuse us of it every time we play a clip from The Daily Show? Which, by the way, you don't call and accuse us of pushing a conservative agenda when we have played clips making fun of Obama because he can't talk, or when Hot Wings does a commentary about how Obama can't make a decision on Afghanistan. I don't remember you calling and accusing Hot Wings of pushing a conservative agenda.
I just think when you all critique the media, you seem to, at least it's my impression, that you criticize Fox News and conservative media outlets and conservative personalities far more than you do liberal ones, and I think that there's far more, liberal bias, and there's far more evidence of liberal bias, and maybe that's because, as you said, more people are watching Fox News, so it's more visible than the liberal network.
Let me just give you an example, because when we played, the last time we played a clip from The Daily Show, and we're running way over, I apologize to the stations. The last time we played a clip from The Daily Show, it was him, we talked about the fact that he scooped this because none of the liberal media covered it, and it was when he covered the story about how all of this climate info was
being fudged.
Was fudged. He was the one who did it.
Yeah.
Now he was in that case exposing something that was very beneficial to someone like yourself who considers themselves a hardcore conservative, and we talked about it in that. Now maybe you didn't hear it. I mean that's very possible. I don't expect you to listen to all 5 hours every day, but the fact of the matter is he talked about how the liberal media missed that, and we made fun of all of them.
That's possible. I could have missed that, and if I did, I stand corrected. It's just my perception. Like I say, I listen to the show.
You have rabbit ears.
Yeah, you're too
sensitive. It seems like you have rabbit ears, Mike.
Man, you got to relax.
And I think we've come to the same conclusion the last time you called when we said, well, what about this example and this example? And then you said, no, maybe you're right.
Go have some sex, smoke a joint, drink a beer, skip work for a day, something relaxing.
Mike, thank you.
All right, I'm going to go have a scotch. I'll see you guys later.
Dude, you just got to chill out,
Please do.
man.
Thank you, Mike.
Life is too short to be worried about this BS.
I promise you, and we'll say this every time this comes up, we are not trying to push an agenda. We will tell you what we believe. And all three of us believe different things.
Yeah, if you want the bloody details, I'll tell you everything that I believe in a candidate, and it is not blue state.
No.
It is red. Effing red.
Yeah. And I'm the most liberal of the three of us, and I've still voted Republican in nearly every election.
Well, here's the thing. We don't have a political agenda. I will say that again. This show does not have a political agenda. We have one agenda, and that is to be a popular radio show and be on as many stations in America as possible. That's our agenda. Mm-hmm. I don't care who gets voted in where. No. I don't care. I mean, I have my own opinions on politics for sure, and we'll share that from time to time. All of us will. But, I mean, that's not our... I'm not out stumping for candidates. I've never held a sign for a candidate. I've never gone to a rally. I don't care.
Mike apparently missed all the times we've made fun of Barney Frank and Al Gore for being a hypocrite douche.
You know how many times we made fun of Al Gore?
All I want to do is eat, make people laugh, and have lots of sex.
Yep, that's it.
Sorry about that.
We are late.
I think I resent that accusation more than anything else. I'd rather you write and call me a pedophile than say that I'm trying to push some dogma on you. Really? I mean, at least that I'd go, yeah, that's stupid. But we'll get to Name That Blank, which we'll have to hustle on now. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
To get on with the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, have something interesting to say.
It sounds like a bunch of metal just big crunch, and it's like an echo and stuff. It's like 4 or 5 cars hit.
Or be a huge idiot.
If anyone knows that guy and stuff, we would pay him money every week to do a commentary.
Yeah.
Of what that guy thinks.
Yeah. To talk about anything.
Yes. Just so you know. There'd be money involved. 1-800-947-3979. We moved Name That Blank to the end of the hour so we'd have more time on it.
Yeah.
Mission not accomplished today. But let us meet our contestants. They're playing for a 20-gig refurbished iPod from our friends at Rapid Repair, rapidrepair.com. Brian in Indiana, loud phone morning. Hi, Brian.
Morning.
Welcome. This is Matt in Nashville. Hi, Matt.
That's the guy we're looking for.
Morning.
This is Ben in New York. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Hey, buddy.
Hello, Ben.
Yeah, maybe he'll come around.
Need a new contestant. This is Justin in West Michigan. Hi, Justin.
Hello.
All right, Justin. You guys will buzz in when you think you know what the answer is. We'll give you what blank you're going to name, and then give you an audio clue that will go along with it. Whoever gets the most points will win. Typically, we have 8 clues, but usually someone will wrap it up by then. Okay? 1-800-947-3979. Our extra contestant is another Matt. Matt in New York. What is your middle name?
Jacob.
Will you buzz in with Jacob, please? We already have a Matt. Is that okay?
Yes, I will.
Or you can do Jake, whatever you want to do. All right.
Okay.
Buzz in with your name good and loud when you think you know what the answer is. Here we go. Number 1. Name the race.
And Sweet Northern Saints sits toward the rail, but they're coming to the finish, and it is all Barbaro. It is sublime.
Brian.
Oof.
Did it go Matt?
I thought I heard Matt.
I
Or
thought
did
so
he say
too.
Matt
yeah.
Jacob?
Kentucky Derby.
Matt, was that you?
Yeah, Matt, Kentucky Derby.
That is correct. He's got one. That was the Kentucky Derby.
All right.
Number 2. Name the theme. There are 3 audio clips. Listen to all of them before you make your guess.
Go to the next clue. Here's clue number 2.
Brian.
Back door.
Correct.
Yeah. Here's the third clue.
I make my runs about the break of day.
Jet.
Oh.
All right. Next one. Number 3. Matt has one. Brian has one. Justin and Jake still trying to get on the board. Name one of the first 4 names that IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, lists as starring in this movie.
When I was your age, they would say we could become...
Matt.
Matt Damon.
We'll take it. Well done, Matt. Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg. The movie? One of the best. The Departed.
That was awesome film. Awesome film. Well done.
Name what the lead guitarist of this band was missing. I didn't know this. Jacob.
Is it teeth?
No, that is not what we're looking for. He may have been missing some teeth, but that's not what we're looking for. Matt?
An eye.
Nope.
Justin?
Justin?
A finger.
Justin, what did you say?
Said a
Fingers.
That is correct.
Really?
I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
Who is the guitarist? Who is the guy we're talking about?
Is that Jerry Garcia?
It is Jerry Garcia.
Who's missing fingers?
I had no idea.
Huh.
All right.
It shows you how much I know about the Dead.
I don't know.
Who is the lead guitarist?
Anything.
I have no clue.
Matt's got 2. Justin has 1. Brian has 1. Jacob, none so far. Name the original song sampled.
I want to show
Brian.
Free falling.
Yeah.
Correct.
I didn't realize that they had somebody.
No, I didn't know that either.
this song for you. If you had it like me and I was in your
Who is the artist? The rap?
Chameleonaire.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Awful.
Big cashback from the haters.
Matt has 2, Brian has 2, Justin has 1, Jake has nothing. There are 3 clues remaining. It's still anyone's game.
Some rap is really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Name this stunt.
On your mark, get set, rolling. Oh my God, Matt. Joe's paintball gauntlet.
Wait for us to call on someone, for goodness sake. I thought Jacob got through first. Jacob?
Joe's paintball gauntlet.
That is incorrect.
It's not his gauntlet.
Matt.
Nice accent, jerk.
What?
The human car wash.
That is incorrect. Did anyone else buzz in? It was hard to tell because everyone went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You really did get nicked in that deal, man.
Yeah, you got crushed.
I understand you were very badly injured.
I was.
I made it to the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh,
way to go, Joe.
Man. No one?
No.
All right.
One
Joe,
of my faves.
Producer Joe's downhill in a tractor tire stop.
You had a compression injury.
All right.
On my knees.
On my knees.
Matt and Brian.
Badly hurt.
Matt and Brian each have 2. Justin has 1. Jake has nothing. Jake, you got to get the final 2. Matt or Brian, if you get this next one, game is over. Name the TV show.
From Television City in Hollywood.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller
Brian.
All in the Family?
That is correct.
I gotta love the old announcements from Television City.
They started it with it.
I didn't know that
From
either.
Television City in Hollywood.
Like that matters.
Where? I wonder where they're located.
It's where magic is made.
Justin, Jake, Matt, whom I accidentally hung up on already. I apologize.
Yeah.
Thank you all for playing.
That's that.
Brian wins the refurbished iPod from Rapid Repair, 20 gigs.
All right,
RapidRepair.com. He also gets a VIP membership to FreeBearAndHotWings.com. You can get one, too. Go to FreeBearAndHotWings.com and check it out. Archives, all that jazz, all the extra videos that we put up. What Hot Wings thinks at the end of the next segment. Also, in the next segment, Tim Allen joined us. Wait till you hear what he had to say. Very good guy. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
So what's the reaction been from your fellow students at school to you not standing up for the pledge and the views that you hold about this issue?
Not very good. They've taken from what I said an assumption that I'm gay, and in the halls and the cafeteria I've been repeatedly called a gay wad.
1-800-947-3979. We'll talk about a new hate mail we got a little bit later, which, by the way, contextually speaking, is kind of funny because we were getting accused of having some sort of liberal agenda earlier by Mike from Nashville, who that's his job. Every month calls us to say, quit pushing it. And then when we say, really, you think we are? No.
By the way, I did issue a banning on him. He has a 3-day banning.
Yeah, I think he deserves
2
it
days
for that.
last time. I checked the records.
Yeah, he can't keep his own balance in his head, so he's going to need some time to think.
Big baby.
If you go through the hate mail, you'll notice that the most recent one before the new one that's posted there now called us sorry-ass libs. And the new hate mail takes issue with us because we're so ridiculously conservative. And while, just as a further note, when George W. Bush was president, we were often accused of being too conservative and too pushy and stuff like that. And now it's whoever's not in charge is always looking for someone to blame. 1-800-947-3979. We'll get to the uber conservative or uber liberal, depending on what perspective you're listening from, what Hot Wings thinks at the end of this segment. But yesterday we were fortunate enough to be joined by a comedian and actor, Tim Allen. He is an actor, a director, comedian, a director now. It's a directorial debut. Tim Allen joins us. Hi, Tim.
Good frickin' morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
How does that sound, directorial debut? I'm guessing this is something you've been working towards and looking forward to for a long time.
Well, to be honest with you, I love being the lazy guy in the set. This would have never occurred to me if I hadn't found one of the funnier scripts that I just couldn't figure out a way to get it to Disney's family friendly. They really are. They wanted it under the Disney mark, and we had so many things I had to change. I said, you know what? Called a buddy of mine, Kevin Costner. I said, how did you do these movies where you do them yourself? How does that work? And he said, it isn't what you think, and you can do it this way. And he really kind of supported me and said, and on top of that, you get to, if you direct it, you'll be able to direct the edit, which is the best part of it, and figure out how it is, where the jokes land and what the credits look like, and all the stuff I went to film school at Central Michigan and Western Michigan.
Heck yeah.
And I love doing that stuff, and I got to throw in all these little graphic elements and the special effects and pick the cars and do the tracking shots and cast it, for crying out loud.
That's
pretty sweet. Yeah, very cool.
It comes out on January 8th. You're doing a stand-up tour, Stand Up and Show It, where right now people see you, and you're coming to a variety of locations, some of them outside of areas, but people could drive and see you in Detroit. That's one of the ones that's close enough to check out, and obviously the film hits theaters. Tim, in the preceding segment, we were talking about the Tiger Woods thing, as I'm sure a lot of people are, and we thought it might be interesting to ask you, since obviously you are a celebrity, someone who has no doubt dealt with paparazzi and stuff. If you come at this from a different perspective when you see this, if your first thought is, my God, how awful that, certainly everybody thinks it's awful for the family, but there's also that thirst for information on this.
Yeah, there's both sides of it. I sat with a bunch of guys, and immediately somebody sucks me in with this. Yeah, I guess they interviewed his wife, and they asked her, why'd you hit him with a golf club? She wouldn't answer. She said, well, how many times did you hit him? She goes, I can't remember. Just put me down for a 5. God. That's all I heard.
People are already doing it.
I was going to stay out of it. The only thing that's come up to me is I hang with some really good handlers, if you will,
right?
And especially when things were really moving at the top of the game for home improvement. And that aside, I generally had like normal middle class guys hitting on me with like information on how to put drywall up.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I even looked around and said, are there any women that ever come backstage or sneak in? There's usually a guy that, can you sign this hammer? I think I'm too much of a smartass for women.
Yeah.
But the other deal is, who is his handlers and who's hanging out with Tiger Woods, And I think,
how about that advice when the whole business of when it all started to break and it took.
Well, not only that, but I think I don't mean to be maudlin, but I think the person that watched him the best and was his best buddy for ethics and how to stand up to this world was his dad. And once his dad goes away, you're kind of. He kind of was a lifeboat, running. It just seems odd that there's somebody that goes, hey, Tiger, or whatever his name is, really. Come on, let's go back to the room.
Holy cow.
They're just anything.
Can you imagine now? Because his dad was a pretty tough guy. What his dad would have done to him if he were alive today when this all went down?
That's kind of where I'm at, and I feel bad. I feel bad for any family that has to go through this kind of stuff.
Wow, what an unbelievable sequence.
Tim Allen joins us. Stand Up and Show It tour going on right now. The movie, Crazy on the Outside, is debuting in theaters January 8th. Tim, we were noticing as we were kind of gathering stuff that, and maybe you can confirm this, maybe you won't want to, I guess, but when you did the first Toy Story movie, and there's a third one on the way, your salary for your character was about $50,000, and then the second one, it had to be a sweet negotiation because you might as well have gone in there and said, "I will take this much."
That's how it goes with sequels. It just was one of those things, And the first one was done out of a bunch of guys. Pixar was out of. I had seen their first shot at digital animation was a tensor lamp, and they did this thing, and I saw it in college film school. It was one of those things that I really enjoyed that. And John Lasseter flew to Michigan. I was in my dining room in Royal Oak, and he said, "This is what I want to do, and I want to make him kind of a disc jockey, and I like your attitude on home improvement." I made some tweaks. I thought he should be more homebody, delusional, never really understands his position, and he loved that.
Yeah.
And Pixar was 4 guys in kind of a hip-looking garage. I mean, you open the garage doors, and there was the office.
That's
and
amazing.
Then I went up to visit Pixar after Toy Story 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And I'm driving by a campus, and it looked like a brand new college, like Harvard size. And
wow.
I kept on my phone. I said, John, I don't know where Pixar is. I came up here, and is it still on Sycamore or wherever it was? He goes, no, you're passing it. It's that big building to your left. I go, oh, you guys have done pretty well.
Yeah, rent just went up slightly.
The difference in this, it was huge how big these guys were.
Can you do Buzz Lightyear? Do it. Do Infinity, and don't be a wiener about it, please.
Do Infinity. And beyond.
I promise my kid you'd do it.
I've done that before in an elevator because this little kid was acting up.
Really? Oh, my God.
And I started talking like Buzz, like, Woody, one of these days, being around Dandy with a couple of hot schmoes. And this kid looked up and all of a sudden burst into tears and asked his mom if that man had swallowed Buzz Lightyear.
No way. That is classic.
Hospital.
Oh,
my God.
Tim Allen joins us. His directorial debut, Crazy on the Outside. It's got a great cast. Debuts in theaters January 8th, and he's doing stand-up. And I understand you're going to have a full stand-up tour in 2010, right?
Yeah, we started a full stand-up tour, and when I saw the screenings of this movie that we did to test audiences, I love being around this. It's just like presenting comedy. I love this script. I love this movie. So I told the studio, look, before we come out January 8th, I'm going to go to 10 of my favorite cities, Detroit being home. I'll end up in Detroit
Sweet.
And do a short stand-up, a little bit of preview what's coming next year, and then kind of tee off my movie.
And the stand-up, obviously, that's where you got your start. And it's so funny, your start is it started as a dare. Is that true?
Yeah, at a sporting goods store. One of my writer buddies came in. We used to do riffs back and forth. And he said, you should go to that comedy castle and do this on stage. I went, no, I'm far too comfortable tidying up sweaters and selling fishing rods.
Oh, no kidding, dude.
Well, I love this job. Why would I want anything else right out of college? Who could have done better? I'm folding sweaters. This is great.
Oh, dude.
And he did one of those things where he goes, what are you, chicken? And I can't believe I responded to that.
Yeah. That only works in TV shows, right?
Well, I guess not.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, we're looking forward to seeing the movie Crazy on the Outside, as we said, January 8th in theaters. Stand up and show
right
it to
after
her.
the holidays. It's a big. I really come out and see it. If you like it, tell everybody. Let's make it a success. If you don't like it, tell everybody it's the new Tom Hanks film.
Right, yeah. TimAllen.com as well. Tim Allen, thank you for joining us.
You bet, guys.
There you go, Tim Allen.
Do you like how he took over your plug at the end of that?
He did, kind of, yeah.
You were doing a good job of plugging what was there, and he ripped it from you. I'll play it again here. He ripped it from you and finished it up.
As we said, January 8th in theaters. Stand up and show
right
it
after
to her.
the holidays. It's a big. I really come out and see it. If you like it, tell everybody. Let's make it a success. If you don't like it, tell everybody it's the new Tom Hanks film.
Right, yeah. TimAllen.
Right. That was awesome.
I like it. He was fun the rest of the time, so it didn't bother me.
Oh,
it wasn't
no,
like when
what's
the guy from 2020? He's not on there anymore.
Stossel.
John Stossel, when he ripped the way we were plugging it and said, please don't refer to it as the book. Refer to it as only the title.
Yeah.
And that was like in the first minute of the interview.
We're just talking to this guy. I mean, when we've always liked his stuff, he was a little dry to start, and it went just like that. Freeburg was like, well, so no, listen, John, I was reading the book, and he's just talking conversationally, and he went, oh, well, excuse me, can you hold on a second? And Freeburg goes, what?
And it was like 30 seconds before that I had said, John Stossel joins us, the author of the new book, whatever.
And it was a long title, so it was Give Me a Break, and then something Hucksters and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then he goes, whenever you are going, this is live on the air, whenever you are going to say the book, will you please say, give me a break, say the exact title of the book? He stopped the interview.
Very lectury.
And I went, and right away we're like, are you kidding me? Who do you think you are?
It was a real bummer with him, because we were all huge fans. And I still like his stuff when he reports.
I think he's been on since then, because we let him off the hook because we like him.
Yeah,
we did have him on it again.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwigs.com. In that interview with Tim Allen, he mentioned Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner is also mentioned in something else that we'll talk about a little bit later, as it ties to Tiger Woods, and it ends up being a huge compliment for Kevin Costner. This is a good thing to have said about you. We'll tell you what that is coming up a little bit later on. In the next segment, we're going to share an example from a Los Angeles television news station of an anchor letting his guard down and doing what we all wish television anchors would do more, and that is be honest about something. Wait till you hear what he had to say about celebrity blogger Perez Hilton. That is in the next segment.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane and listeners. I don't know why it bothers me when other people convince themselves that they've seen a sign of God in a potato chip or a drape or something, but it does. It seems like once a week there's another story about some mouth breather who's blathering on about the divinity they found in some mundane object like a door, waffle, stain, or in this case an animal. Some dairy farm rube in a rustic town on the Connecticut-Rhode Island border has a calf that's half Jersey, half Holstein, and has a white patch on its forehead that looks like a cross. Of course, it can't just look like a cross. No, he says he thinks it might be a message from God.
Of course it is.
No, it's not. The farthest this should have gone is for someone to go, that looks like a cross. Ain't that something? Pass the taters. That's how that should have gone.
Right.
It should have not gone to the media. Finding a cross is even less impressive than finding a Jesus or Virgin Mary and everything. It's a pretty basic shape. Now, I'm not saying that every other cow in the world has a white patch crucifix on its thick noggin, but it's not something crazy like a perfect facsimile of the Sistine Chapel or something. It's a cross. It's about as amazing as how the headlights on my car kind of look like eyes. From now on, unless it's clearly a heavenly intervention of divinity in which a rock that crumbles itself into a shape of a Last Supper and cures cancer and people who lick it, I would appreciate people who have these useless encounters that aren't really from God to keep it to themselves. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. Sure, you may think these guys suck.
This is so absurd. I would rather have sex with an animal than a real doll. Wait a minute. I should have said that.
You would?
But you're the one listening to them.
1-800-947-3979. One of the things that we always welcome you to do is read selections of the hate mail that we get at freebeerandhotwings.com. We'll share one with you in a moment. A reminder that right after that, we'll have the audio clip from the Los Angeles TV news anchor that lets Perez Hilton have it.
Classic.
Because he's a douchebag.
That's a good slam.
But we're in the middle of what, the it's the beginning of the second week. At the middle of the second week, towards the end of it, on Rock 107 WIRX in Benton Harbor, St. Joe in southwest Michigan.
Right. Day 9.
Replaced a very popular show there, one that we have a ton of respect for. And there are some people that are coming around and giving it a shot, and there's a few others, though it's turned more positive than negative, but that doesn't stop
big time. It has big time. Turn the corner, man. This has been just a groundswell lately.
And then in Virginia, 104.9, 105.5, The Bone. We're in the we've been on 4 days there by the time today's over. But we mentioned Rock 107 WIRX. The latest hate mail that we have posted comes from there. Now, I mentioned the previous one was angry at us for being a bunch of liberals.
Oh, I've been waiting for
this. This one is angry at us for of much more than being apparently too conservative.
Okay.
This has the F word in it a lot.
Oh, good.
A lot.
Well, you must be very upset.
Yeah.
The subject line was Tiger Woods, which was deceiving. Chris writes, "Hi, guys. I would like to say that I hate your effing show. You idiots hardly talk about anything interesting. Really, I gave it a week, and half the time it seemed that all you retards were talking about was effing Tiger Woods. What, are you really that essy of broadcasters that you can't come up with anything to talk about? F off. Also, I could really less about a list of the top 10 dildos of the past century, of which I'm sure that retard monkey of a person Zane has plenty of knowledge of. Don't remember doing that. I used to look forward to my drive to work, as the morning show that my station had on before you was so much better. Hot Wings, go bone Nancy Pelosi. It would probably be the first time either of you had ever been laid, ever.
Huh?
You are nothing more than a snob bubbling nerd. I'm reading this verbatim, as you know.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Zane, I actually found you amusing for some unknown reason. It would be like how people find it amusing when monkeys fling their poop at the zoo. Keep ragging on people. It's going to catch up with you someday, you piece of S. Free beer, I have nothing for you. The only thing is that you sort of laugh like Ricky Ricardo from I Love Lucy. It reminds me of my grandfather, who was a total a-hole. So I consider you an a-hole by proxy. Joe, if you want to continue in radio, here is a helpful tip. Shut the F up. Seriously, though, you guys had a 12-year-old boy working for you, giving on how high his effing voices. Steve, I actually found you to be okay. I suggest that you find a new gig, though, as these morons are just going to keep dragging you down. F off, writes Chris. And that is all. So, Steve, he
Very
really...
harsh.
We're dragging you down. You should not have taken this job.
Yeah,
I agree with every point in
man.
Chris's email.
That guy was cleaning
get out of
house.
here.
Have we ever had anyone who hated the show so much who so clearly listened? I mean, if he doesn't like the show now, he clearly gave it a good try. He knew a lot about us.
Man.
He knew that Hot Wings is a virgin who wants to have sex with Nancy Pelosi,
Yeah,
and
it's
that
true.
Zane flings his poo at monkeys, and that Joe has too high of a voice and is 12, and that I am an a-hole like his grandfather.
Yeah, it's all
That is
true.
a lot of investment.
Yeah, I mean, I have been a snob bubbler for at least 12 years.
That's one of the things I hate about you, Hot Wings.
I know.
Snob bubbling idiot.
I know.
Liberal.
He came swinging with a bat and kicked everybody's ass. I mean, seriously, he laid waste. That was devastating. There was so much there. That guy was so pissed.
I loved it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Seriously, I think that is my favorite hate mail we have ever gotten.
I wish I could have read it without saying effing.
Wait a second here. That email came from Steve at freebeerandhotwings.com.
No.
Is that true, Steve? Did you craft that?
No, Chris is intelligent, smartest person in America.
That is a great hate mail. I'm not saying that to be a smart ass, but I'm not kidding you, man. That is filled with so much venom.
It's
and
a great
spite.
hate email. You're right.
Wow.
We get a lot of emails from people who will go to the website either for the first time or go to that segment of freebeerandhotwings.com for the first time, and then they click on the read the rest of the hate mail, and so they go through and read them back to back, and it's always actually flattering that people actually seem to get bent on our behalf when you read them back to back to back. There's a lot of hate there.
Oh, that is
yeah,
awesome.
there is.
Again, and I've said this many times, it's the day that we don't get those, the day that there is no point in doing this anymore, because that's the job. The job is to pull that out of people. We have pulled an emotion out of him, and I couldn't be happier about that.
That's not the emotion we shoot for.
No, I don't. I mean, but worse would be nothing.
When we were on in Knoxville, we got nothing.
When you get
because no one
cares
cared
about you. Oh,
Yeah, nobody cares.
No one cared.
If you can't elicit an emotion, good or bad, then you're screwed.
That's a bummer that he's that pissed, but at the same time, I'm delighted that he took the time. Well done. I am not kidding you.
6 months, he'll be the biggest fan in the area.
I don't know about that.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think.
I bet it is.
Very optimistic of you.
I think you. No, there's no way that guy is going to be a fan, and if he is, he has to write back.
That is very liberal of you to say that.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Snob bubbler.
I'm going to go drive my green car.
We've said many times that we we pretty much hate Perez Hilton.
Oh yeah, he's a complete douche.
He's one of the things that's wrong with wrong with America, so to speak. He was apparently supposed to be on the TV morning news show of KTLA in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And something happened, and they'll explain what happened. And for once, a TV anchor looks into the camera and says what he's thinking. And this is delightful. Fantastic. Wait till you hear this.
Story to bring to you.
You know what? To be perfectly fair, Eric and I do not wear the same size Myrtle, and I think it mischaracterizes Eric to suggest that we
Happy
do.
chat. Now transition.
Frankly, maybe his Myrtle was on too tight, or how else to explain what caused Perez Hilton to get his...
I missed a breakdown yesterday.
Perez got his chonies into a super bundle yesterday and literally walked out of our KTLA studios before he was even on. We have an update on the faux feud we are now having.
Why was he so cranky?
Well, yesterday the Twittersphere clearly sided with us. Perez said we lied about what happened here, and he demanded a retraction. Well, demand this, you talentless dope. Here is what really happened. So, Perez, you can take this as my deposition. We booked Perez at his request to promote his new book and appear on our show at 9:20 a.m. Somehow the Perez Hilton staff, not our staff, who he yelled at, by the way, But his staff got him here in a car he commissioned around 8 a.m. And when Perez found out he was on at 9:20, he said he simply could not wait. Now, the available slots on our show yesterday were taken. We had somebody you might have heard of, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
At 8:45.
He looks so handsome.
He looked great.
He was so nice. Very
Well-mannered.
Dude.
We had a children's choir on right at 9 o'clock. Perez said, rather than wait his rightful turn, the other guests, they were here when they were supposed to be here. He needed to leave to work on his blog. We offered Perez the use of our entire KTLA newsroom, even my luxury office, so he could work here.
Wow,
Perez
bragger.
was adamant that would not do. Perez said he wanted to leave and would be happy to visit us via Skype. You know what? Maybe I can Skype in from my house every day, too. You asked to be here. We promoted you here as being here. Do what you agreed to do and be here. Here's the bottom line.
Right on. I hate her.
Right
I
on.
know.
We did not misrepresent what happened with
Shut up
Perez
and let him
yesterday,
talk.
and he knows it. And guess what? The KTLA Morning News and yours truly have been here long before Perez Hilton upchucked his way onto the scene.
Yes.
And we will be here long after he slithers away.
We will. Yeah.
And when all the drama was over, yesterday Perez publicist called and asked if he could be on the show again. Absolutely. When hell freezes over.
Guess what? Have you been outside?
It's pretty cold out there
It's pretty
today.
cold. Yeah.
Sam, I got to tell you, I have not heard you go off.
No, because
you still got it, baby.
That was righteous.
You
Mike.
still got it.
And I'll be surprised if you're sitting here tomorrow.
His anger is covered up by the rest of his crew's retardation.
Yeah, they're stupid. I hate those
Shut
people.
up.
He had a great rant. It was clearly pre-written. He was reading it from a teleprompter,
good
which is
job.
fine, and it was good. It was a good rant, and those idiots kept interrupting him
Yeah.
instead of just laughing or going, "Whoa!"
Yeah, you
or
can feel it.
You can groan or whatever, but they kept trying to interject into his thing. Especially that dumb woman, man.
It's not like a morning radio show.
Actually traveling to London.
No, you're not. You'll be surprised if you're here tomorrow.
Don't read anything into it.
Didn't sound like us, did it? We don't do that.
No, you guys usually react appropriately how I would expect. But
make it sure.
I mean, the fact that when he said, yeah, we had somebody else booked yesterday at that time. You may have heard of him, Snoop Dogg. And she goes, he was so nice.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
a really nice man. Shut up. Stop going off on a tangent about Snoop Dogg.
The next time you do your commentary, Howiggs, anytime you mention a celebrity, I'm going to give an internet footnote about that person. If you mention Lindsay Lohan, I'll go, I enjoyed Freaky Friday.
On our show yesterday were taken. We had somebody you might have heard of, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
At 8:45.
He looks so handsome.
He looked great.
He was so nice. Very
Well-mannered.
Shut it.
We had
Knock it off, stupid idiot.
Wait,
Dude,
wait,
you're
don't
really
ruin it.
going for it. Yeah, he was nice.
He looks so
Look at
handsome.
my fat boobs. Stupid idiot.
Up next, the story of a woman who passed out after drinking too much on her 20th birthday. And I believe the ramifications of her drinking to the point of blackout may be worse than almost any one that you've ever heard of before. Wait till you hear what happened to her, and we'll get your stories of the times that you passed out in a place where maybe you shouldn't have. That's
All
next.
right.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
I got yelled at because I wouldn't sit still during mouth-to-mouth training.
Did you have to do it with the Scoutmaster?
Oh, yeah.
You can check out freebeerandhotwings.com. You can read that hate mail that we talked about.
Devastating.
It's always funny to see the hindsight that sort of happens. This email from Nashville. I think it's Riley who writes, I can't say I hated you as much as that guy in that email you just wrote, or read, but I despised you when you took over 102.9 The Buzz. After 6 or so months, it was like a light bulb went off, and I turned your station on and have loved the show ever since. Keep it up and do what you do, Riley in Nashville. I'm not going to say that happens to everybody,
It
but
won't happen to that
we've
guy.
seen enough anecdotal evidence to leads me to believe that. And you know what? If my favorite whatever was on today, when I went to check it out and it was gone,
Yeah.
I would probably not initially like what's there. That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. Coming up just after the top of the hour, as part of a segment, this will not be the whole segment, but because I have to tell you a story about, I saw a mother and father shopping for what seemed to be a teenage son at Target yesterday for Christmas. They were doing Christmas shopping together. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. They're doing that together. But then the mom bought something for the son that has to be the worst. And I don't know. It's probably not the worst Christmas gift ever, but it certainly made me think that just because you wrap something doesn't make it a gift. So we'll get to that coming up just after the top of the hour. But I also want to tell you about a movie that may, in fact, be the biggest bomb ever. It's a movie that opened on more than 1,000 screens, which is a pretty big opening.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Wait till you hear how little money it made. I guarantee there were movies that made more money on one screen than this made on 1,000.
Ooh, that's saying something.
And I think it's also possible that none of you will have heard of this movie. That would seem likely, since apparently even people who had heard of it didn't go see it. But I want to share this story, the story of Shanna Hiles, Brownsville, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. On May 23rd, Shanna celebrated her 20th birthday. Now, she wasn't 21, but a lot of people drink before they're 21, and that's what she did. She celebrated by getting absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
So much so that she passed out on the floor. Now, I'm not exactly sure what posture her body took. It's sort of open to inferring.
Yeah.
But the way she passed out, her legs were tucked underneath her.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a very comfortable thing. Like if we all had to lay down right now, which I'm not suggesting we should.
So like sitting on your heels?
Unclear. That's all it says is legs tucked underneath her body. Passed out on the floor, legs tucked underneath body.
Okay.
She was there until she was found 12 hours later.
Oh, my God. You're like being in a Vietnamese torture camp.
Kind of. They woke her up.
Well, hot.
Not surprisingly, she started to complain of pain in her lower legs. They had probably gone past being asleep.
Come on, stand up.
Yeah, to whatever's next.
She probably had crazy clots in there.
She went to the hospital where she was diagnosed with a condition called acute compartment syndrome. Basically, blood flow to her lower legs had been restricted for so long that it caused damage to her nerves and muscles. Enough so that they had to amputate her legs below the knees.
Oh, no.
Happy birthday?
Man, how drunk do you have to be to not only pass out, but pass out in that position and for 12 hours?
Just shuts it down.
Oh, my God. I mean,
she must have been like 4 or 5 times the legal limit, like near death. Like should have gone to the hospital sick, drunk.
Yeah, I mean, had to have.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, I'm guessing
both legs came off, both legs.
Below the knee.
Oh, no.
Now, if you think you can come anywhere close to that as far as bad places that you've passed out, hopefully there's no one listening who's, had anything like that. But, I mean, I'm sure there are people listening who have passed out in places and then wake up, you don't know where you are. Well, that happens a lot.
Maybe she's good looking, though, and she stopped drinking, and then now she's she'll be a focal point of sexyamputees.com.
Yeah.
That would be really searching to find a silver lining in the story.
She'll be a big hit at frat parties because she won't have to bend over or kneel down.
So not only is she missing legs, she's also a whore.
Well, it would help. It would be beneficial if she was a whore.
Joe, you ever see that one site, cripple porn?
She is suing, by the way. She's suing the doctors because she believes that they took too long to treat her, which resulted in the amputation. The case is ongoing. That doesn't make sense to me because, maybe they did completely do it wrong.
Well, maybe, but I mean, if you pinch off blood flow to your extremities for 12 hours, yeah, it's going to kill the tissue. I mean, you can't, your body can't function that way.
Right.
This is, it sounds like a frivolous lawsuit to me. And it's all based on something she did to herself.
Yeah, it sounds like I need to blame someone for this horrible misfortune, which is a misfortune nonetheless.
It is, but you got to take some personal responsibility there. You did all this to yourself.
Let me explain something to you, all right? Cripples are not cool.
The worst I ever had was I woke up with my head inside a Rubbermaid trash can that I apparently thought I was going to puke into, and then when I put my head in there, apparently that was the end of it, and I woke up and I was small.
Oh my gosh!
I'm in a Japanese train car. No.
Yeah, the worst thing I did was I passed out, and then I woke up just long enough to barf all over the bathroom floor that my parents had just redone, and for some reason we were one of those families that had carpet in the bathroom, and it was like 2-week-old carpet, and I barfed everywhere. And I had been drinking shots of whiskey and beer, and I mean, it was a real soaker and stunk.
Did you fall asleep back in it?
Not in it, but right next to it. I passed out, woke up, went, and then laid back down and slept for about 6 more hours, and then realized it like the next morning, and that was not cool.
Tim joins us. Hi, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Did you pass out?
Yeah, I passed out in a cornfield.
In a cornfield?
Oh, no.
You wake up, you had no idea where you are.
A little bit. I played rugby at a college in West Michigan, and we were out drinking. Cops came, and I decided to take off.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was underage, and I remember walking down a road, and then I remember seeing a car, jumping in the corn, waking up, and calling my buddy to pick me up to bring me to I had an exam that day. 15 minutes later, after I woke up, I was in class taking an exam.
What's more disappointing, waking up in a cornfield or not having any memory of the deviant sex games the rugby team played?
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, rugby, man, they are a disaster.
Yeah, they shanked you.
C is for cookie. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Yeah, put you on the voice disguiser for this
good.
one.
Jimbo joins us. Hi, Jimbo.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey, where did you pass out?
I passed out in an emergency room bathroom floor.
Okay.
We had been at a drinking party. I'd been drinking those little Miller 8-ounce bottles, and I'd had like 14 of them in an hour.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Lucky your lungs were still working.
Yeah.
And my friend says, my chest hurts. So I said, I can take you to the hospital. I drove him to the hospital.
Oh, my God.
And while they were taking care of him, I was sitting there, and I got the spins.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the emergency room exit door because I wanted to go back out to the car. So I went to the bathroom, and I passed out after throwing up. And before I passed out, I ended up putting my forehead up against the toilet, and it was so nice and cool.
Yeah.
That's where I passed out.
Nice and
I guess
cool.
I was there about 15 minutes, and some guy came in the bathroom, and I heard him scream, "There's some guy passed out on the floor. I think he's all smacked out." Well, I had 2 doctors and about 4 nurses in there, and they said, "Boy, are you on drugs?" I said, "No, I've been drinking."
But I drove my friend here. How's my friend?
Yeah. Basically, they said, "How'd you get here?" I said, "I drove my friend here," and I remember one of them going, "Oh, my effing God."
Oh, no.
I bet,
man.
Oh, thank you, Jimbo. 1-800-947-3979. I bet the emergency room has a lot of people passed out that they have to try to figure out how they got there.
Joe, would you link that up to Steve, please? Because this is hilarious. While we're taking those calls,
funny.
there's a website called passedoutphotos.com, and some of these passed out photos are ridiculous. And one of my favorites is what people do with magic markers to people. So you'll get a guy who's passed out, his eyes are closed, and on the eyelids they'll draw new eyes. And
God!
If you can see this, Freeber, some of the artwork on these people, it's just
oh my goodness!
Riot.
That one, it looks like the Guy Fawkes mask from V for Vendetta.
It does. It really does.
Absolutely. There's got to be some crazy term that they use to do this, but it's just drawing a mask on somebody's face, and boy, is it funny.
If you just did that to their eyelid, it would be. You could sneak it past them, and they wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
If you did it at just the right spot, because that one we're looking at, they also put scars on his face and some sort of symbols on his forehead and stuff like that.
Yeah. Boy, man,
yeah,
I
there's
barfed
some really
right
good
on
ones.
my mom one time. I mean, I actually threw up on my mother.
Oh boy.
In the one of the few times that I was, because when I used to drink, I didn't get so bad as that ever, but well, I shouldn't say ever. There was a few instances, and this was the worst one. And it's frightening when you think about when time just, you don't remember certain things.
Right.
And a big swath of this night was gone, and I remember them vaguely dropping me off on the porch. But then I guess my mom got a hold of me and carried me in and put me in the bed and was holding my head to the side all night because I was vomiting, and she wanted to make sure I wasn't going to asphyxiate myself,
right,
or choke on my vomit.
Yeah.
So she just let me barf on her all night into her lap.
Oh, no.
The love.
Does she ever mention it now?
No. I should bring it up, though, because, I mean, obviously I don't do that anymore. I don't drink anymore at all. So I wonder if she does recall that moment, man, because I would like to hear what happened, if she can remember that.
Great example of the unconditional love offered by a parent.
My God.
I mean,
Saved my life.
If you did that to if you still drank now and you did that to one of us when we were on the road,
Yeah.
You'd never hear the end of it.
Oh, dude.
Your mom gives you a pass because she loves you.
Joe was close one time. Last year at Daytona, he was getting there, but he was still functional.
Yeah.
Barely. Barely, though. Man, were you smashed.
Boy, am I glad Hot Wings was your roommate that night. As
Oh,
Joe did
God.
Find My Phone Investigation 2008 for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That room stunk so bad.
Oh, it smelled like hell.
Will, you had a fairly unique experience. You were at a party, and then you passed out, and then what happened?
Well, I had passed out, and my friends just suddenly thought that I was sick and couldn't wake up, so they took me to the hospital. 3 hours later, the doctors don't know what's wrong with me. Apparently stinking of alcohol doesn't let them figure out that I'm drunk and passed out. So I end up waking inside of an MRI while they're checking to make sure I haven't had any head injuries.
Oh, my God. You must have been either you went to the worst hospital ever, or you were really passed out. That seems impossible.
No, they knew that they could bill insurance for it.
That's
That
what
could
happened.
be.
That's what happened. They took advantage of you and your drunkenness.
Yeah.
Do you still have the thirst now?
No, I don't have that. 8 hours in the hospital, would you ever think of checking my wallet for identification?
Oh,
probably.
Wow, they didn't, huh?
Nope, for 8 hours I was John Doe.
Oh, my God.
I think you were actually at the worst hospital ever.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, wait, how did you get there?
Someone from the party just walked in the front door with me. Here he is. He won't wake up, and we don't know what's wrong. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.
God, they just left you.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Will. 1-800-947-3979. In a moment, we'll tell you what movie opened on 1,007 theaters and earned less money than I'll bet some movies did that would have, like the Twilight movie, New Moon.
Yeah.
I'll bet that earned more in its opening weekend in an individual screen.
Just one of those.
Yes.
Wow.
Not
All
in
right.
one playing of the movie, but like one screen for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It would have made more than this movie made on 1,007 screens in a whole weekend. We'll tell you what it is in a moment. We'll also get to the story about things that shouldn't count as presents. That's a public service announcement next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Fail.
Jill in Nashville. Hi, Jill.
Hey,
What do you say? Go.
I was just listening to the Seance, the Seance from Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, if they really were channeling Michael, how come he sounded English? He wouldn't have had that English-sounding voice.
Wait a minute.
Jill failing to account for the fact that it was on a British television show with British people.
Yeah.
Would have that accent.
Mm-hmm.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And headlines, more bad news for Tiger Woods. There will be no day in the near future where that will not be part of the headline tease right there.
No talking
This
about
time-
Tiger.
I'm
I
not
don't
sick
want
of it.
you
I
to
don't
talk
care.
about Tiger. Don't
It's
talk
not-
about the biggest news story of the year. Don't do it.
It's not interesting. No one's talking about it.
Why don't you stop being stupid?
Turns out that one of the porn stars that he had sex with as far back as May 26th had talked openly and brazenly about the fact that she had sex with Tiger Woods. Wait till you hear the parts of that clip that we can play on the radio. And we're not even going to post the link to it because it's pretty filthy.
And in listening to that off the air, it posed a question that we kind of debated a little bit about discussions women have. So.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
1-800-947-3979. Also, not that I know that guy that wrote the hate mail is very mad that we talked about Tiger Woods too much, with it being the main story. But producer Joe and Steve are going to be doing an interpretive reading, playing the parts of Jamie Grubbs and Tiger Woods later as they read the text message exchange that went on between the two of them. Joe, which part are you playing?
I'm Jamie.
You're Jamie.
Jamie, okay.
I am.
And Steve, you are playing the more difficult part of Tiger Woods because none of us know what Jamie sounds like.
Right.
But we all know what Tiger Woods sounds like.
Yeah, white guy.
Yeah.
Wiener.
So I think it's probably good casting.
Yeah, I think so.
1-800-947-3979. Before the end of the last segment, I said there was a movie that came out last weekend that may, in fact, be the biggest bomb ever. It's the worst opening for a movie playing on more than 1,000 screens since the movie Rich Girl came out in 1991. I'd offer you someone that was in that you'd know or some sort of plot that would help you remember it, but I didn't recognize any of the people or anything that happened in this movie.
Okay.
The movie that came out this weekend opened on 1,007 screens. That's a pretty decent size.
I think that's a fairly major release, 1,000 screens, yeah.
It grossed $263,000. $263,941.
I was so hoping you would have said $263.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Most of them are actually empty theaters.
When I heard 1,000.
This is a horror movie spoof called Transylmania. Have you heard of it?
No, and it was on 1,000 screens?
Joe, you heard of it? You're a big movie guy.
I did hear of it, but that's all.
Might have heard something on TV. I don't know. It doesn't.
Andy, 2 times. Did you see it?
I didn't see it. No, it looks like one of those. I don't know, like the spoof flicks. Yeah, like Scary Movie or like anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for saying what Freebird just said.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I do what I can.
What is wrong with you? Are you?
Is it a horror movie spoof?
Yeah.
I wish I had said that.
Yeah. What is the spoof?
I don't know, guys. It's just that it opened up 1,007 theaters.
If you went to see that this past weekend, it's your duty to share, especially if you're someone who really liked it, because that would seem to be impossible.
Did you hear it was like a spoof?
Of what? What kind of a spoof?
Some of those scary movie kind of ones, I guess.
Oh.
From what I understand.
I like the thanks for saying what I just said.
1-800-947-3979. So, yeah, Transylmania, $262 per theater.
Okay, now do you know how much it costs to make it? Because you just give us the gross numbers.
I don't know the production cost.
Okay, let's say it's a $300 million movie.
Well, even if it's a $300,000 movie, which it probably isn't, it's probably at least $1 million, right?
I can't believe a movie that would star Patrick Kavanaugh and Pete James DeBello wouldn't do better.
Of course.
I'm shocked by that. I mean, God, it was directed by David Hillenbrand.
The David Hillenbrand?
The.
You know what I just realized? Dumber Than Zane trivia comes up in 34 minutes.
Hey, look at that.
Should have put that on the plan. I would have been mentioning that. It's $1,600 today.
Yeah, a chance for somebody to win that. $1,600.
If not for that moment just now, I would have blown right past it. In about 2 hours now, people would have said, "When are you going to do that?" I went, "Huh? Uh-oh."
I forgot as well.
So we'll get to that coming up in about 35 minutes. But yesterday, I was at Target briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And as you will see at any store these times, the people behind us in line to check out were doing some Christmas shopping for their family. And it was a husband and wife, which, by the way, I don't know how it was in your house growing up, but there was no way my dad ever went Christmas shopping with my mom, nor did my mom want him to go.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing my dad ever went Christmas shopping.
I don't go with my wife when it comes to buying stuff for the kids. I would say I would if I had the time, but as it is, she likes to get it done. And in fact, this works out well because I don't want to know how much money she spent, so she just does it, and it just vanishes. I just don't look at bank statement for 3 months.
Yeah.
So if you want to steal my money through identity theft, now's a good time.
It would be a good time.
Which, by the way, I went to my bank. I did go to the bank statement, and the $7.20 fast food bill came out to that. And $72 more. What
do you mean they overcharged you by $72 at the?
Yeah, they somehow.
Wow.
I thought to myself, good thing I looked, but I never look. So you know that happens every day.
No, I wouldn't have caught it. I wouldn't have caught
anyway.
it. I don't pay careful enough attention.
So yeah, she goes out and does it.
Waiting in line, and they're talking about the gifts. And you know how sometimes when somebody will get in line and then they'll go, oh. And then one of this, like my wife will do this to me as we're about to check out.
Yeah.
And then she'll go, I forgot one thing, and then run away and come back and, you end up holding up the line. Well, they were behind me, so I didn't care. But she comes back and she goes, I got this for Steven. And he goes, oh, okay. Does he needs it? We're out? No, it's for Christmas. And the dad says, that can't be a Christmas gift. And so at that point, I'm like, well, now I'm nosy.
Well, yeah,
I got to know what it is.
You got to look.
Head and Shoulders shampoo.
Oh, no.
You can't buy shampoo for a Christmas gift.
Not even, I mean, if you have dandruff, it's fine. I mean, but you know, it seems actually even. It's not even like not that a 15-year-old boy would want fancy shampoo or something.
So it's not only is it it's something that shouldn't be a gift, but it's telling him something.
Sort of has a message to it, yeah.
Which tells me that we should on this show have the Free Beer and Hot Wings show tell another member of the show something about them gift exchange, so that we. Can you imagine if you
seems awful?
If you gave me a bunch of gifts that would things you're trying to tell me, you know, like psychology books or whatever you would give me, something for my foot odor.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings show gifts with a passive aggressive message.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be so much fun. I personally would love that.
Yeah.
But getting back
I've thought of two things. I've got you and the two in the studio, Hot Wings and Zane. I've got yours done. Joe, I got his.
But the way we do it was we draw a name, right?
Just that would work. Yeah.
we
I wouldn't have
that.
to buy for everybody.
And don't tell anybody who you got. So
you can really ramp it up with no ramifications.
Well, maybe we reveal it on the air ahead of time or day of, or don't reveal it at all. Well, we definitely would have to reveal it at some point.
Yeah, we would have to be.
But building up the tension would be Hot Wings, I got you.
Yeah.
Well in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would I buy Hot Wings? Now I have to think now.
Right.
Which is always a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up with gifts for you that might be fun. But you said you already got Hot Wings and I covered, huh?
I thought of things that I would get for either of you pretty quickly. I got Joe's.
Now they'd have to be insulting. They couldn't
be
nice.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be that passive-aggressive type of...
Right.
Well, yeah, you need this Head and Shoulders.
Oh, my God.
1-800-947-3979. So yeah, I just don't. If you're someone who thinks it's okay to even like socks and underwear, unless you're in a situation where that's what you need.
Well, yeah,
and you can't afford anything else. But if you're going to buy someone, hey, here's a new video game system and some Head and Shoulders, just take the Head and Shoulders home.
Yeah, that's the kind of gift that is acceptable for someone who is homeless or someone who is very needy, who would need things like toilet paper and shampoo and canned goods, but I mean, literally, that would be like me buying for my mom a can of peas.
Right. This particular couple had lots of other traditional like toys and stuff like that. So
that's absurd. Yeah, that's just something you get because you're out of.
Okay.
It's not a gift.
Now back to Transylvania.
Right.
We have 4 people who saw that movie, which is remarkable because there can't be that many in the entire country. Ron in Nashville. Ron, you went to see Transylvania?
Yes, I did.
And you knew it was a horror spoof because you called Andy 2 times and he repeated that info to you.
Well, no, it absolutely was not a horror spoof movie.
It wasn't. What was
and
it?
The only reason I saw it is because it was free.
Okay.
But
what was it?
It's like a Harold and Kumar type of movie where there's like these 2 potheads and one wants to be some kind of a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. But there was plenty of frontal nudity, so it actually made it worth sitting through.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would definitely call it a spoof, though. I mean, while we were talking about it, I viewed some of the trailer, and it's got a woman who's hunched over like a hunchback. She's hot, but she's got a hunchback like Igor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that seems kind of spoofy to me.
The way the plot rolls out, it's
Yeah.
not really a spoof. It's more like it's just more like a Harold and Kumar style movie. It's just got a ridiculous plot with a bunch of hot girls, and they take their shirts off. So.
Yeah. So is there a lot of nudity in it?
Yeah. Made it worth sitting through.
Are there any? Well, because are the girls attractive?
A little bit.
What type of movie does it remind you of?
A spoof movie.
It is a spoof.
Oh, it is. I thought you said it wasn't a
Thank
spoof.
You, Ron.
Does it remind you of Harold and Kumar?
Is it like Harold and Kumar?
He's not buying it, is
he? No.
All right, let's go to this movie theater website that is a big showing a lot of the doing a lot of the screenings of this film on a number of their theaters. This would be celebrationcinema.com.
Mm-hmm.
Rated R, Transylvania. Runtime 92 minutes. Description: spoof horror.
Mm-hmm. And if you scroll down, there's a trailer.
Okay.
so we can see what the hilariousness of Transylmania might be.
Probably the funniest movie ever
Once
made.
again, starring Patrick Cavanaugh.
I was absolutely positive of 3 things. First, Radu was a vampire. Second,
That looks very
my
similar.
one birthday wish was to feel his kiss.
Like a love triangle.
And third,
Vampires. What the? Oh, that reminds me of another film that's out.
nothing could prepare my
Oh,
friends
and
and
now
I for a
there's-
semester abroad in Transylvania.
Now they're referencing
It looks
Harry
a little
Potter.
different in the brochure.
Yep.
That's very spoofish.
Yep.
So they reference 2
Seriously?
other films, isn't it?
Yep.
Hey, that vampire looks just like you.
Yep. They're on the train to Hogwarts. Oh, no, it can't be Hogwarts because it's a spoof.
Right. It's not. Oh.
How did he miss that?
Yeah.
There was Full Frontal.
Yeah, and if you watch the rest of it, I guess there was a reference to Igor, who is, of course, from Frankenstein. There's another reference to Underworld.
In a moment. If you haven't seen the terrifying Norwegian light.
This is cool.
Over Norway.
This was sweet. Wait till you
I mean,
see
this is a UFO. At least so far.
Absolutely.
It's an unidentified flying object. Is it a space Martian?
Well,
I don't know.
it looked like more of a phenomena than an object to me, though. Didn't it? With the lights?
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I thought initially it looked like some sort of like a meteor or something, but it was just weird.
It's fantastic.
It's beautiful.
I wish I lived up there, man. See like northern lights and crazy freak stuff like this on a nightly basis.
Now the president was going there to pick up his
prize,
his award, yeah, for the Nobel Prize. Maybe that was the comet he rides on.
Probably
that could be.
Probably
But it is.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
whole
take a break.
comet.
It is. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Sure, you may think these guys suck.
Bloated, washed up, pathetic, no talent.
But you're the one listening to them.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
A short while ago, we mentioned about passive-aggressive Christmas gifts. Christy writes in, I have a good example. 2 days after I had my son, my mother-in-law came over with some gifts. The first one was a fiction novel. The other book was a Weight Watchers book.
Ooh.
I found this very offensive considering I had just had a child. Also, I'm normally an average-sized woman, but did gain 35 pounds during my pregnancy, which is fairly normal. And on top of that, my mother-in-law is massively overweight. I thought of regifting the book to her for Christmas. Wrong. You should have taken the book, specifically the corner where it's good and tight, and bashed her right in the face with it.
That's very offensive.
Oh, my gosh. No way.
Some fat-ass
You
lady
can't give
gives
anyone a
daughter-in-law
Weight Watchers book.
No, there's no time where that's
No.
okay. And if they say, I want a book, this is the title, this is the author,
Right.
then only if it's the only thing they ask for.
Right, exactly.
Andy, 2 times, mother bought him a book. And, Andy, I'm going to let you tell everybody what the title of the book was that your mother bought you.
This was like a few years ago, and the title of the book is called From Chunk to Hunk. And it's about some fat dude who lost a bunch of weight, and like he wrote like a journal, and yeah.
Now, had the two of you, had you said to your mom, I'm not happy with my body right now?
No.
This was
I'm
out of the blue.
pretty sure at that point, no, it was just a subtle hint. Like, I was
not
standing
subtle.
on, yeah, she could tell I was standing on the edge of the cliff, and that was my subtle push over, I guess. I don't
Did
know.
it work?
Did she call you Andrew?
Not at that point, yeah, when I'm in
Andrew,
trouble, yeah.
Andrew, you're fat as hell. You're a fat ass, Andrew.
I'm sure I don't think she'd say it to my face, but maybe if I weren't around, yeah.
Joe?
I just wanted to jump on. Andrew, you're too much chunk. I want you to be hunk.
Be what I want you to be.
She's looking out for you, though. She wants you to be able to get some tail, man.
Yeah.
Andy, do you like the ulterior motives that were added to your mom, that she was doing it so you'd be sexier?
Yeah, and my mom, like, wants me, apparently,
Oh,
so
no.
it's just awkward.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, that's what...
Seems like it.
I knew what you meant, Andy.
Thanks, dude.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwigs.com. So last night on the news when I was watching, I think I was watching NBC, Brian Williams said, "What are these unexplained lights in Norway?" And I looked up and I went, "Holy balls! What are they?"
This was absolutely amazing. If you go to freebeerandhotwings.com, you'll be able to see this. In Norway.
I think most things that I would see in the sky, I would go, no big deal. I'm not gonna. I think it would take a lot to convince me that I was seeing a UFO. I may have believed it if I mean, by definition, it's an unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
But when most people think of UFO, they think of, spaceship. And I think in this case, I might have at least had to give it a second thought of what am I seeing. And if you haven't seen it, I know you can see it at freebeerandhotwigs.com, but it basically looked like a bluish, it had a blue tail, and then it had sort of a kind of a white spiraling, almost like a pinwheel going through the sky.
Like a pinwheel, or like if you're hypnotizing somebody, that spinning thing you see.
Spinning disc.
That's what this appeared to be, and it was these translucent, crazy ocean-type colors.
Yeah.
And
it was beautiful.
And massive.
Yeah, very, very funky.
And right away you're thinking, what the hell? Now, is this, now Norway, this is Northern Lights area all the time. I mean, this happens pretty regularly.
They would have those,
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
They're
so
pretty
that's the first
far
thing
north.
I thought. Maybe there's some freakish thing going on, but I couldn't figure it out either.
On the news last night, they said, well, a lot of people are saying this is a failed Russian military test, but a lot of people are saying maybe it was a meteor. And when he said meteor, I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't watched any meteors yet. I mean, occasionally you'll hear about one where you see the flash or whatever. But I'm like, well, with the internet, you see a lot of things. I've never seen anything like this before, but turns out that it likely was the Russian military. They have confirmed that it was a failed, apparently a Bulava missile test launched from a submarine in the White Sea. The link, there's a link that has a simulation of that.
Yeah, and that simulation shows what happens when the third stage of it
makes
failed,
sense.
And it started like spinning and spewing like fuel and stuff like that. But it looked so damn symmetrical. It was crazy.
It was.
Yeah.
If you saw that, you'd freak out a little, wouldn't you?
Well,
my
you'd be
gosh,
like,
yes.
what the hell is that? Like a Stargate?
100%.
Well, all of those end-of-the-world movies start with some anomaly in the sky.
Yeah.
And even though they're fiction, and we all know that,
I would poop my pants and go drown myself.
Can you imagine if you saw that and it drove you back to the sauce, Zane?
Oh, dude,
you're like, no,
for sure. Hell, 9/11 almost did that.
They're here.
I bet you a kook like Bishop, who does our videos for us, believes that it absolutely is Martians.
A kook like Bishop. There he is, minding his own business, making sure everything's
right up his alley,
running
man.
smoothly.
I know cuckoo.
He's crazy.
And he gets labeled with a kook.
Well, this is
like
perfect for
Bishop.
him, because kooks like him believe that we'll say that that's just a cover-up. This Russian rocket, and there really is aliens amongst us.
Yep. We're referring to this as the magic missile. I was at the grassy knoll when this was shot off.
Guys, I find it interesting, which is, code for this is a conspiracy.
He said that one time on our show, by
Guys,
the way, the one time he was on.
Very interesting that.
That is a cool looking.
Eric Zane has taken a stand, and that stand is to always believe what the first thing someone tells him is. And anyone else who does something different is a lunatic.
I will say this. I will never believe anything Bishop says ever.
I like that there seems to be a faux rivalry developing.
Oh, gosh. Absolutely.
At least on your side. I'm not sure he has one.
Well, he'd think it's a conspiracy if he did.
He may. We probably should save the Tiger Woods clip until later.
Yeah.
From this porn star that had sex with him. This porn star revealed as far back as May 26th that she had indeed had sex with Tiger Woods. She did so on a public internet-based interview, or was it Playboy Channel, whatever it was. It seems like something that would be on the internet because it's shot in some lady's kitchen. And the lady that's hosting it seems like some school marm who talks about porno at night.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to spend some time on that as far as do women really talk like that, because they're filthy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, this discussion was hardcore, man.
Yeah.
It ends up being very beneficial for Kevin Costner, this whole discussion. We'll get into that. By the way, this story in headlines from the New York Daily News, Joe sent this link as well. 2 female teachers at James Madison High School in Brooklyn were watching a talent show in the school auditorium, and a janitor walked into a classroom. I should say, while students were watching a talent show in the auditorium. So all the students are there. I think I said 2 students. While they were in there, a janitor's just going about doing his business, and he walks into a classroom and sees 2 hot, relatively speaking, young female teachers going at it nude in a classroom.
Oh, like scissors?
It doesn't say specifically scissors, but I'm going to assume,
nude,
yes,
either
scissors.
69 or scissors.
33-year-old French teacher Cindy Morrow and 29-year-old Spanish teacher Alina Brito were both, quote, undressed and involved in an incident.
Completely butt naked on the tile.
On the link that Joe sent, the students were talking about how one of them liked to dress like a teenager, young and sexy, with short skirts and cleavage pushed up all the time, and all the boys talked about how hot they were. And now that they know that they're lesbos, all the students are totally into them.
Well, of course.
Oh, dude, there's no way they're going to keep their jobs.
How big's there's a
No, they won't.
There's a photo there.
But you can tell which one likes to show off her cans.
Oh, my God.
I don't know which one's which because they're not labeled in the photo. But
yeah.
Wow. And you know what? If I'm a principal of a school, I hire no attractive women. None. I want all but ugly teachers.
Yeah.
And
what
they
a
are
distraction.
They are attractive, these two.
I mean, that would be a complete distraction for any high school male.
Now, you could never say that, obviously.
No.
And
but I'm just saying,
well,
you know what? We're going to go in a different direction. A little more experience.
Mm-hmm.
The completely hot chick.
Mm-hmm.
And what about hot dudes? Would you hire hot dudes?
No. I'd make sure they're trollish and smell bad.
Yeah,
but they're wizards.
They all have to look like a stereotypical science teacher.
I'd have a picture of Sean at my desk, and I'd say, does he meet the Sean standard? Yes. You're hired.
1-800-947-3979. Dumber Than Zane Trivia is next. Caller number 8 is our contestant. You have a chance to win $1,600 from Cat Footwear. You are guaranteed, if you are that caller, number 8, to get a new pair of shoes or boots from Cat Footwear. 1-800-947-3979. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
You duct taped it to just, I mean, he's got the biggest, thickest beard in the world. You would have had to have gone around about
Have
2
you
or
ever
3.
tried putting tape on a beard? No.
Tomorrow at about this time, a little earlier actually, 23 and a half hours from now, Producer Joe will be out for his latest challenge, the Producer Joe Strong Arm Charity Fundraiser Challenge. Name needs some work. Inspired by the story last week that happened to my wife and I, with the Marines and the motorcycle riders actually stopping traffic in the middle of the road at a green light where cars were traveling 35, 40, 45 miles an hour. And basically saying, all right, give us some money and we'll let you go, which worked. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. Dumber Than Zane trivia time. Your chance to win $1,600 if you can beat Zane. For new listeners, this game happens about this time every Thursday. The pot grows by $400 every time Zane wins, thanks to our friends at Cat Footwear. It's literally their money that we're giving away.
Mm-hmm.
If Zane loses, that person wins the jackpot and the pot starts over at $400. Regardless of whether Zane wins or loses, we give away the same money in a year. No matter what.
Right.
So every once in a while, you'll get somebody who'll say, well, you're cheating, so Zane can keep that money. Not how it works.
No,
Do the math.
otherwise it wouldn't roll up.
Think about it.
It doesn't make sense.
Think before you blurt.
We even had somebody say one time, well, you're just letting it compound interest. I barely do that in my own account.
No.
Yeah,
no.
we don't have the money. It doesn't.
Please, go hang yourself and leave us alone.
Cat has the money.
Let's meet our contestant for being caller number 8. They get a new pair of shoes or boots from Cat Footwear at catfootwear.com. This is Al. Hello, Al.
Morning, guys.
How are you, Al?
Love the show.
Thank you. Al's listening in the capital region of New York on Q103. Where at exactly?
Near downtown Albany.
Okay.
All right, in downtown. All right.
What do you do, Al?
I do computer work for the state.
You do? So you don't really do anything. You just build a state and make a fat paycheck.
Yeah, I surf the web, you know.
Good for you.
Well, somebody's got to.
Good for you. All right, Al. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 40.
All right, Al. Howie's going to flip a coin. That'll help to decide who's going first and who's going second. Please call it right now.
Heads.
Hot Wings.
It is heads.
Al, first or second?
Second.
Okay, Zane will be going first. First 1 to 5 wins. Every time you get a question right, you get a point. If you miss a question, your opponent has one chance to steal it. If they get it right, they get your point, and then a chance at their own, creating the opportunity for a 2-point swing. Those are always very important. $1,600 is what you can win, Al. You already got a new pair of shoes or boots from Cat Footwear. Are you ready?
Ready.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Zane, you're up first.
Yes, sir.
How did the early Greeks pay tribute to the goddess of the moon during birthday celebrations?
They'd show their asses.
That is incorrect. I can see why you were thinking it. Al, how did the early Greeks pay tribute to the goddess of the moon during birthday celebrations?
Let's see. They slaughtered a lamb. I don't know.
That is incorrect. What if I added the phrase, it's something we still do today, but for different reasons? Anybody have a guess just for fun now?
Masturbation.
That is not it. Joe?
It was sing.
Not sing.
Light candles.
Light candles on a cake. That's the one.
Wow.
How about
I only guess that because everybody else had guessed everything else.
Al, your question. This one's for real again. What industry encouraged the need for the creation of standard time?
That's a good one. Let's see. What industry encouraged standard time?
What industry encouraged the need for the creation of a standard time?
Travel industry?
That is incorrect. Eric Zane.
Air travel.
That is incorrect. Both on the right track. Railroads.
Ah, balls!
If one town's clock was off by 10 minutes and ended up being a mess. You guys were close. Eric Zane, your question. What 2000 movie starred Sandra Bullock as an undercover government agent entering a beauty pageant?
Oh, boy. I don't see too many movies, man. I suck at this. Damn it. God, I hate these slow starts. Say Bridezilla, free beer. I have no guess.
That is incorrect.
I don't know.
Al, chance to steal. What 2000 movie starred Sandra Bullock as an undercover government agent entering a beauty pageant?
I can see the film, and I'm struggling on the name, too. Let's see.
Shout your answer out.
Yeah, you know, I don't have an answer.
All right.
Hot Wings, what is it?
I think that's Miss Congeniality.
It is.
Yeah.
No points.
No.
Al, your question. What country is the poinsettia native to?
I will say United States.
That is incorrect. Eric Zane. What country is the poinsettia native to?
Scandinavia.
That is incorrect. Mexico.
We have 0 points between us.
It's a rough start so
questions,
far.
no points.
Zane, your question. What soul singer belted out My Country 'Tis of Thee at the inauguration ceremony of President Obama when he started us on that long road to socialism?
Careful. Someone will get so pissed at you. They don't understand your sarcasm.
I don't care anymore.
I am on drugs.
You hear that?
That would be Stevie Wonder.
That is incorrect. Al, what soul singer belted out My Country 'Tis of Thee at the inauguration ceremony of President Barack Obama? Barack Hussein Obama.
I think the American people are hungry for this package.
Aretha Franklin.
That is correct.
Yeah. Wow, and then she ate everything at the hospitality table.
That's right. Yep. And by the way, if you haven't seen that picture of her on freebeerandhotwigs.com of what she was wearing at the tree lighting ceremony of her in that stupid fur jacket, you have to see it.
She ate Detroit yesterday.
She did. Al, your question. What famous ship was built and housed in the Harland and Wolff shipyard from 1909 to 1911?
The Titanic.
Correct. 2-1, or 2-0 rather. Eric Zane, what U.S. singer sang "As Good as I Once Was" in a video about a man in a bar picking up blonde twins and popping Viagra? A hint for both of you. Yeah. It's a country singer.
Again, please.
Which U.S. country singer sang "As Good as I Once Was" in a video about a man in a bar picking up blonde twins and popping Viagra?
George Jones.
That is incorrect.
Possum pops it.
Al, chance to steal.
Well, I'm going to guess, but I'm going to say Garth Brooks.
That is incorrect. He Likes America and Freedom. Toby Keith.
Okay, I get it now.
Al, your question.
He does love freedom.
What bird are the feathers of a tournament shuttlecock from?
One more time?
What bird are the feathers from a tournament shuttlecock from? You know, like the birdie in badminton.
Yeah, I got that. I'm going to say partridge.
A partridge. That is incorrect.
Yeah, that sounds so good now.
All of the birds.
I'm going to say a goose.
A goose is correct.
Yeah.
Hey.
I can't say partridge was a bad guess.
No, it was.
Yeah,
He's just saying it because it's Christmas.
It's Christmas,
time. That's why
yeah.
he said the partridge.
Just caught me off guard a little bit.
Jerk.
Eric Zane, your question. In The Wizard of Oz, what are the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion looking for?
Okay. Damn it. Okay, the Scarecrow is a brain, Tin Man, a heart, lion, courage.
Correct.
Yeah!
And with an impression.
We're tied at 2.
Love that movie. I absolutely love that movie.
Al, your question. The most devastating tsunami ever recorded in 2004 killed at least 150,000 people in a dozen countries. In what ocean did it take place?
I think that was the Pacific.
That is incorrect. By the way, Hot Wings and I are getting blasted for letting Zane get away with a dumb answer earlier that we'll get to in a moment. Zane, your question. The most devastating tsunami ever recorded killed at least 150,000 people in a dozen countries in 2004. In what ocean did it take place?
Atlantic Ocean.
That is incorrect.
Balls! Indian
Ocean. Earlier, when we said to what country is the Poinsettia native, Zane answered Scandinavia. That is not a country.
No?
No, that would be a grouping of countries. I didn't even catch it.
I didn't either.
I just knew it was wrong.
Oh,
so, in our face.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Zane
I'll give
and Al,
myself one.
Zane and Al tied at 2.
It's not even a country. Damn it.
No,
All right.
Is it, I believe it's Zane's question.
That's how I have it.
What 20th century Spanish artist spent most of 3 years painting outcasts, beggars, and prostitutes? Well-known artist.
Spanish artist, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Fresco?
That is incorrect.
I don't even know. It's a person.
I think that's a type of painting.
One more time on the question.
Al, what 20th century Spanish artist spent most of 3 years painting outcasts, beggars, and prostitutes?
I'm not sure about that, but I don't know, Van Gogh?
That is incorrect. Pablo Picasso.
Picasso.
One more question, and then we go to dumb off.
I gotta get some culture.
Yeah.
I suck.
What animal can typically lift... That's deceiving the way they have this written. What insect can lift 50 times its own weight?
That would be an ant.
That is correct.
I'm always amazed at that. I see an ant with like a log.
That would be so cool.
Would be cool. But only if, like, just I could do it. I don't want all humans to be able to do it, because then there'd still be people tougher than me. Because somebody'd lift weights like Mr. Fitness, and they'd be able to lift 52 times their own weight, and I'd still be a puss. Just one that could lift a car if I wanted to.
That'd be amazing. You just go around and, like, lift trucks off the ground.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Look what I'm doing.
So we go to Dumb Off. Al leads at 3-2. Al, this is the point of the game where you're now playing directly against each other. Buzz in by saying your name. I will stop reading the question or give you the first opportunity, okay? But once you buzz in, you have to have your guess ready, okay?
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
Here we go.
A lot of money on the line, Al. Come on.
$1,600.
Let's do it.
The longest-running Broadway play features a young singer charmed by a mysterious specter.
Eric Zane.
Eric Zane.
Phantom of the Opera.
Correct.
Yeah! Sweet!
Tied at 3. What continent is Oceania a part of?
Al.
Al.
That would be Asia.
That is incorrect.
Eric Zane.
Eric Zane.
Antarctica.
That is incorrect. The airline on Lost is Oceanic. They were traveling from Australia. Not that that means you should have known it.
Oh, gotcha.
I only knew it in hindsight. What classic play is West Side Story based on?
Al.
Al. Can't swear, Al.
Can't swear, man.
Give him the buzzer.
Sorry.
Eric Zane.
Eric Zane. What
Romeo
classic?
and Juliet.
Correct.
Sweet! Sweet! Sweet!
Nice.
Zane leads at 4-3. What 42-1 underdog knocked out undefeated champion Mike Tyson?
Eric Zane.
Eric Zane.
Buster Douglas.
Correct for the win.
That stinks. Oh,
Zane, you've got a strange winning streak going on, because I don't know the exact numbers, but it seems like you've been nearly buried in every one of the games that you've won recently.
Yeah.
And Al, this one was no different. Hold on, you get a new pair of shoes or boots from Cat Footwear, but you do not get $1,600 from us.
Yeah, good job, Zane. Thanks.
Thank you.
You'll have to bilk it from the state government of New York, okay?
That was Drew Brees to Meacham.
All right, buddy, hold on.
Again.
It was.
Sweet!
Congratulations, you get the win. In a moment, we'll get to what Hot Wings thinks. We'll also get to the story about how the University of Tennessee, their football team, may be in trouble because of a recruiting technique that Lane Kiffin has been using.
Oh,
I think it's
boy,
been
no
going
kidding.
on there much longer than that. And probably this is one of those things where everybody's going to say, well, this happens everywhere.
All right.
Okay. But some people
stuff.
are saying that Lane Kiffin's acting like a pimp. We'll tell you why in a moment. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care for this show either. The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I can't sleep at night. I happen to love you.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. It's a special hour this hour. Joe and Steve are going to bust out their best interpretive reading skills. And they're going to provide the emotional context, the many layers of the text message exchange between Jamie Grubbs and Tiger Woods.
It's Tiger.
It's Tiger.
I need you to do me a huge favor. Please, you gotta do this for me. Can you take your name off your phone? My wife answered my phone and she made me call you. Take your name off your phone. You gotta do this for me. Just to have it as a number.
That was, of course, the voicemail that started the, well, it didn't start, it started the very public free fall.
Yeah.
Well, no, it sped up the public free fall. The accident after Thanksgiving started the public free fall. Do you think, is there, by the way, is there anybody, if there's anybody listening who's holding on to a voicemail that could get someone in trouble, be curious what that scenario is. You can call us a Jimbo or a Janebo. Particularly if there's somebody listening who has a voicemail from a celebrity that would get them in trouble, right to the front of the line.
Yeah, and then you will play it for us.
If you're a good person, you will.
They have two phones, wouldn't they? If
they could send it to us. There'd be ways to get it.
Oh man,
it'd be a good way for you to. I mean, we'll give you all the money a tabloid would, except replace that with none of it.
Yeah, unless that tabloid gives zero.
If you took it to the worst tabloid ever, like us,
right,
you would get $0. So it's the same amount. So college football season going on. We're now kind of in that lull between the time that the regular season happens, which those games carry heavy importance, to then to the bowl games, which those games carry importance only to the teams that are in them, and a couple of them for the national championship. But Tennessee Vols will be going to a bowl game, and we lived in Knoxville for a number of years. And I love going to games there. I still go back every once in a while and go to a game. I love it.
That's
some of the best atmosphere I've ever seen for college football.
It is a fun place to see a game.
By the way, as you get into this, we might want to add that Brian Kelly, it's looking like he will be going to Notre Dame, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they said last night on the links I was looking at that said he had agreed to become the Notre Dame coach, which is what Hotwig said a couple weeks ago. And everybody kind of was leaning that way.
Yeah, that'll be great if he turns it around for them, because we all like him.
Well, that's the problem. He coached at our alma mater. I had a chance to shake his hand and talk to him for about 30 seconds one time, and I really like him.
He seems
nice. I don't like Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's interesting. Plus, there's a whole dynamic to that. Whether we'll like him because he's a coach.
He's going to win, though. I think he will. But then again, I thought the same thing about Charlie Weiss. I forgot about this till I read this the other day. Charlie Weiss, when he took over at Notre Dame, actually had the balls to say, I'm going to have a tactical advantage because of my experience as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. I'm going to be ahead of everybody else. And I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but that was what he said.
He said it just like that.
Just like that.
And yesterday there was a discussion on one of these point-counterpoint things on ESPN between Skip Bayless and Jalen Rose, who's trying to position himself as he knows a lot about all different sports, not just basketball.
He's pretty sharp.
So Jalen Rose, Skip Bayless, talking about this exact thing. Is Brian Kelly ready to take the step to Notre Dame? And sometimes I think that they just take the opposite sides just for the sake of taking the other side. Because Skip Bayless, his point of view made no sense to me. His point of view, and Jalen Rose said that absolutely he can make that jump to the Irish on that stage. And Skip Bayless said, no, he's just not ready. I mean, he started poo-pooing his resume. He was at a Division II school. He was at Grand Valley State. He won 2 or 3 national championships there. Then he coached at Central Michigan University. And then he's coached Cincinnati. I thought to myself, how could you possibly say something so stupid when there are so many examples of coaches who've done the exact same thing and been very, very successful?
Yeah. Well, and that's a hell of a resume to say you've been one place in a lower division and won 2 or 3 national championships. Then you go to a mid-major. A mid-major, where you turn a program around that had been languishing for years, for about 20 years.
You haven't lost.
And then he goes to another school that had never done anything, and he's number 5 in the country.
Yeah.
Well, and just anecdotally speaking, Bo Schembechler went from Miami of Ohio to Michigan.
And more recently, Youngstown State to Ohio State.
Youngstown State, Division I AA to Ohio State.
Hell,
he's
Urban
been
Meyer.
Okay. Urban Meyer, Bowling Green, Utah, Florida.
Skip
2 of the
Bayless,
last 4 national champions.
He's retarded.
He's awful. And I think you're absolutely right. They sit down in those production meetings and say, okay, well, you believe this. All right, well, then you have to believe this. Well, but we both believe that. All right, coin toss. Sorry, you lost. You have to play counterpoint. Boo. That would suck. If we ever had to do that, God, hang me.
Oh, God. That's why sports talk sucks half the time.
It's good when it's genuine, at least for me. Well, listen to this. See what you think of this. By the way, if you are an athlete who was recruited and you have any insight into this, not necessarily at Tennessee, because this probably does happen to a degree at anywhere else. I'm not sure it happens even at Tennessee, the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, to the degree that some are insinuating. But the NCAA has opened an official investigation into the famed Tennessee hostesses, which are some of the most beautiful women on campus who work as hostesses for recruits.
Right.
And there are some who are saying that Lane Kiffin, the head coach of the football team, is a glorified pimp sending these hot chicks out to entice young men into coming to the University of Tennessee to be a player for the Vols. Here's what they're saying. Obviously, hot chicks hitting on you, hot college chicks hitting on you when you're an 18-year-old senior in high school.
Yeah.
Would be a pretty good selling point. That would have worked on me. I am that shallow. I would have said, yes, please.
Oh, boy, are you kidding?
Sign right now.
Hot girls.
Let's see, you've got Lane Kiffin and these super hot chicks knocking on your door, or Charlie Weiss with a bean burrito at Notre Dame. Where are you going?
Yeah, we'll get you a good pew at the church.
Nice bunch.
And here's some food.
I'd like to introduce you to the tummy fat above my penis.
Here's what they were doing. They were using these young ladies, these co-eds that were hosting. Marcus Lattimore is a running back who made an unofficial visit to the University of Tennessee, but said he would not enroll there. Multiple Tennessee hostesses attended a game at James F. Burns High School in Duncan, South Carolina in September. He said they brought signs that read, "Come to Tennessee." And he said, I haven't seen any other schools do that. The girls traveled 200 miles in order to watch one of his high school games and then talk to him afterwards. And they were, of course, holding these signs. Now, that by itself, I'm not sure what they're mad about. But the NCAA is investigating. They're saying that they're involved because they're worried that if the university's paying for this stuff or what they're doing, it could end up being a bigger problem. And obviously, if they find out that these women are offering sexual favors or something like that, which I think, by the way, is pretty insulting to these women to think, ooh, they love football so much they're going to go and have sex with any man the coach tells them to.
I don't know if there's any wrongdoing in sending a woman who they school on being a hostess and the positive things of that school and just being there enough and giving him a little bit of attention. What the hell is wrong with that?
Well, the thing is, this isn't new. This isn't Lane Kiffin's thing.
No.
This was going on when we first moved there, and I remember BJ telling us about this, one of the sales guys at the station.
Yeah,
he goes,
who was a big insider
and
of the balls.
I go, that sounds crazy. I go, that's like they're prostitutes.
Right.
They're not doing anything sexual, as far as we know.
But you know they are. I mean, come
Hot
on.
Wings is the guy. I knew that Hot Wings would assume they're all whoring it up to get guys there. Hot Wings believes it's like the movie He Got Game with Ray Allen from Spike Lee.
Well,
this would have come out a long time ago.
They obviously promise something. And I'm not saying just UT does this. I think a bunch of schools probably do this. These big schools that it's important to win will do anything they can to entice these impressionable, horny dudes to come to their school.
That doesn't mean the girls are promising sex, Hot Wings. When you go to a car show, they have hot chicks standing by a car, but you don't get a slip of paper that says, if you buy a Pontiac Aztek, you get to bang me.
I didn't say all of them were promising sex, but I'll bet sex happens a lot from this.
Maybe.
I mean, it takes seriously. Some girl go, oh, yeah, I would love to. What a great career move for me. This would be great. I'll go around and I'll entice high school boys with my smarts. Mm-hmm. That's not what they're doing.
Well, no, absolutely not.
They're going and they're being sex objects for the. I mean, obviously that's what they're doing.
There's no debating that part.
So the idea
I didn't want you to. I don't think you could make the leap that they're all going and for sure having sex.
No, I don't think they're all for sure, but I'll bet it happens a lot.
Bob in Nashville, you were recruited for football out of school?
Yes, sir, I was. And they, back then, this was in 74. It was real common. When you first get there, you get an envelope full of money.
You did?
What's that?
And you did that?
I did that.
What school can you say?
Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Purdue, Ohio State.
You went to all these schools and you were recruited for all these schools?
Yeah.
Now, Bob, when you say it's an envelope of money, is it money that's supposed to be a per diem with sort of a wink where it's way more than you could spend in your few days on campus?
It's money they're not supposed to be giving you. I guarantee.
Okay. Like roughly how much back in
It varied. You get $600. You get $500. You get money from an anonymous sender in the mail.
Really?
Wow. Would a celebrity from the day escort you around like Chris Christopherson or maybe
Anne Murray?
You got to sign one or two of those girls to spend the whole weekend with.
So Bob really wants you to come to University of Alabama. And we got the cast of Laughing here to help convince you.
When you're in Alabama, don't you want to join us in saying, sock it to me?
It's like going into the front room at one of them Vegas cat houses and you pick.
No kidding. So when you went to, you did an official visit to, say, Auburn.
Yeah.
And when you got there, they handed you an envelope of money and you had a couple hot chicks who were with you all weekend.
That's correct.
So did those chicks make any promises to you?
No, it was, you sort of just knew you knew what was going on. You knew what was going to happen. They had like a schedule. You go to parties the whole time you were there. You were going to parties, parties and stuff like that.
It's 1974. Bob, we want you to be an Auburn Tiger, and to show you that, our girls have extra big bushes for you. Real swampy. Yeah, if you're in a swampy pubic hair,
we've been really growing it out.
It was wild. It
come to
wasn't
Auburn.
unexpected. It was pretty neat.
Bob, did you end up playing?
Yeah, well, I didn't play at a major school. I hurt my leg, and I went to Jacksonville State University. It's
Nice.
in Alabama.
But you still got lots of money and lots of tail out of it. So
I
that's good.
did.
Thank you, Bob.
A lot.
Wow. By the way, and the thing is, we were, somewhat debating whether or not they're promising sex. When you were 17, would they have even had to mention it? Because your mind would already assume, these chicks are here to do me.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they're flirting with you heavily and treating you like you're great,
you care about two things:
of course,
football
that's what you're
and
thinking.
effing.
Yeah, that's all you
it.
want.
Not in that order.
And maybe food.
Hell, I mean, think about how many guys probably joined the football team in high school in the first place so they could get chicks.
Back in
the same reason you join a band.
Back in 1974, Keith Jackson and the Auburn football team. The defensive line is averaging 198 pounds. They're a big bunch.
Yeah.
Ever see those old footage?
Times have changed a little bit.
The biggest guy is like 204.
He's a formidable mountain.
Remember when it was a big deal when an NFL team, this offensive liner, look at him at the left tackle, 300 pounds. And now, like, get like a high school team, and they might average 295 across the front line.
They're all bigger than Refrigerator Perry.
1-800-947-3979. Tim in West Michigan, you were recruited also?
Yes, I was.
How recently?
Graduated in 05.
And by what types of schools, or what schools, can you say?
A lot of Division II colleges.
Okay. Did anybody throw anything at you?
Yeah.
Pack
you go on a lot of these recruiting visits and be doing your workouts, and all the coaches would be promising you that get you hooked up at the night in the dorms and stuff. So.
When you say hooked up at the dorms, I mean they're not bringing women by and say you'll have your choice of these lovely ladies.
No, they're not doing that, but they make it pretty clear that they can hook you up.
All right.
I hope they're not as vague as you are, otherwise you wouldn't know what the hell they were talking about.
I'll be over at State where the girls are half as smart and thus twice as likely to fellate me.
1-800-947-3979. In a moment. Apparently, we should have all known that Tiger Woods was having sex with a lot of people, including at least one porn star, way back in May, because that's when a woman announced it to the world. Just nobody noticed. We'll have the clip for you next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wigs Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Gore, Carter, Obama, soon Bill Clinton. You see a pattern here, folks? Liberal sellouts get this prize. George Bush liberates 50 million Muslims.
You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwigs.com. Tomorrow, or actually a week from tomorrow, I should say, is the 8th annual Free Beer and Hot Wigs Show Holiday Break-Ins. 8th annual, can you believe that?
Man.
So next Friday, live on the air, we'll be breaking into homes. Joe and Steve will lead teams. We'll have other people leading teams, breaking into homes where families have gone to work and school that day, thinking there was not going to be a Christmas this year because they've fallen on hard times and fall through the cracks of charities. Maybe, in a lot of cases, make just enough to be really, really poor and get no help.
Yeah.
And then when we leave, no notes, no videotaping. You won't see much of a presence on freebeerandhotwigs.com or station websites with photographs saying, hey, look what we did. There might be a picture of the tree before and the tree after, but nothing to identify the families. Their names and stories will be changed so that the theme is still there, but so that their identity remains safe, because the whole idea of this is to just do something good. We have the ability, because of the radio stations that we're on, to do something good. And more importantly, we have people who nominate and a lot of generous people who listen and are associated with the show. Because by itself, I mean, we could talk about doing a charity, but what are we going to do? Give them Free Beer and Hot Wigs PA prank shirts?
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
very good.
Podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there you go.
Congratulations, you've had a rough year. Here's a VIP membership.
It's a 2-year-old calendar.
That's not very good. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwigs.com.
Hey, it's Tiger.
Hey, Tiger.
I need you to do me a huge favor. Please, you gotta do this for me. Can you take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and made me call you. Take your name off your phone. You gotta do this for me. Just to have a number. Your whole body's moving and your senses are more heightened. Everything seems to flow better.
The chick moment.
Again and again and again. I enjoy that.
It's good for Tiger.
Oh, God.
Well, if you were to hit rewind for, 2 weeks, you'd go back to a time where Tiger Woods was one of the biggest celebrity endorsers. And if you said to someone who doesn't follow sports, hey, what do you know about Tiger Woods? Their answer would be, oh, he's that really good golfer.
Yeah.
But now they might say, oh, he's that golfer who cheated on his wife with 1,000 women and about 10 porn stars.
Yep.
Turns out we should have all known that as far back as May. We wouldn't have believed it at the time. I don't think I would have. I would have went, oh, yeah, whatever. You're a porn star. If it's Tiger Woods versus just a porn star, there's no car accident or anything to kind of start this slow descent to where he's at now. You'd probably give him benefit of the doubt.
Probably.
But he's lost that opportunity long ago. This woman, Holly Sampson, back on May 26th, was doing a webcam show on a porno site called NaughtyAmerica.com. Apparently apparently no one thought anything of it. Now, in this, it's filthy. We can't play a lot of it. We couldn't play any of it without bleeping it. We're not even going to put a link up to it. If you want to try to find it, you got Google. You know her name is Holly Sampson. And it's from NaughtyAmerica.com if you really want to go after it, because it's like a 10-minute segment. But in it, she flat out reveals when she's asked what celebrities she's had relationships with.
Who else? Who else did you Is that it? I'm trying to think of who else. I've had Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, dude. Tiger Woods. Yeah, that was. How did that happen? Well, a friend of mine, Brent Bolthouse. He used to be a friend of mine, and he was good friends with one of Tiger Woods' assistants. So me and my girlfriends, we did a bachelor party for Tiger, and it was amazing. And then he picked me to go in the room and have some, whatever. And I have to say, he was really good. Was he? Oh yeah, really? Yeah. So both him and Kevin were like amazing. That is awesome. Great stories, huh? I know. I've got juice. I've got some juice. And you're fine with just saying that's I don't care. Whatever. I don't care.
And when she said both him and Kevin were really good, she's referring to when she was asked what celebrities, her first answer was Kevin Costner, and then the second one was actor Steven Dorff.
Is Costner married?
I think in the clip she said he wasn't at the time.
Okay, so she let him off the hook.
I think he is married since then.
Obviously, she's being honest here. If he was married, you know that his wife was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. She also
holy cow.
I guess flattering for Kevin Costner. She referred to him as packing heat. I don't know that she used that phrase, but she did use this 12 inches. And said that he could line 10 women up at once and satisfy all of them because he's packing such heat.
Wow, that's yeah.
Hell yeah, good for him.
Good for Kevin Costner.
So this was said in May. This is the porn star Holly Sampson.
May 26th.
More clips from Holly Sampson.
He's like the whitest black boy you've ever met. You're like, okay. That's gorgeous. I mean, you're gorgeous. Teeth are perfect, and he's like the perfect gentleman. He's beautiful, beautiful everything. Just beautiful.
Perfect gentleman, Except for how he sleeps with 10 women while he's married.
You believe that?
Except for that.
You believe that? What a life.
Did Tiger docu-style? No.
Wait.
Filthy.
Did Tiger docu-style? No.
I wonder what
do women talk like this? I mean, that rude?
I think some do. I think there are plenty of women who talk like that.
Do you think your wife talks like that to her friends?
I know my wife does not talk like that. No, my wife definitely does not talk like that. I would be shocked if my wife talks like that. But I've known plenty of women who definitely talk like that.
Like when
who talked like that in front of me.
I think they should. Well, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like when we're out of town, a lot of times our wives will get together for dinner. There is no possible way that the conversation turns into this.
No.
Impossible.
No.
You're right. I think it's impossible, too. But there's a small shred of me that says, I guess it could happen.
Jackie, I'm not asking for you specifically, though you're welcome to speak to that, but do the women you're in college, do the women at your campus, do you know women that talk like that? Because I don't remember. I remember a few, like Hot Wing said. There are some in college that talk like that.
No, lots of girls talk like that.
Lots.
I feel like, on purpose, I think a lot of them just do it to sound cool, or I don't know, they think it's funny.
Yeah.
But a lot of girls talk like that.
Mm-hmm. More than half?
That's a bold statement. I don't know if I can say that.
But a lot. But it's not rare.
I've been friends with a lot of girls that talk like that.
Do you talk like that?
No.
What is
I
it?
didn't think so.
Does it embarrass you when they do, or do you think
if there's no guys around, to be honest, I could care less. I just laugh at them. But if there's like a bunch of people in the room, I'm kind of like, really?
Oh no kidding.
Yeah.
But that really.
Tiger docu style? No.
When there's a bunch of people in the room, you could almost say that whether it's man or woman.
Well, the thing is,
Either way.
look at how often now that there are like sex toy parties and stuff where like neighborhood ladies go to that stuff. I mean, what do you think they're talking about when they're holding dildos?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're
Our
going.
wives have all gone to those. They went to them together.
It's not like they sit around going, I love to bake cookies. It's my favorite thing. That's a nice dong. Hey, you guys want to come over for lasagna?
Jackie?
We had those at my apartment every year, and we don't talk like that bad when you're at
Yeah.
But you
must talk about
Oh, yeah,
talk
to talk
about what
about
they're
it and make
for.
jokes and stuff, but it's not like real raunchy.
Or you just drop one on the floor and everybody giggles?
Oh my! I didn't know it.
I've never seen anything like that. I swear to God.
Yeah, we actually talk like that. Hot Wings, real nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Very sheepish.
Another clip, Holly Sampson, about how Tiger would react.
I'm sure he'd probably die to know that I was telling this on the internet, but that's okay. I don't care.
What can you do?
I don't care. It was fun. I mean, it's not like it's any big mystery.
It was.
It was a mystery.
Well, apparently not to a lot of people or some people.
Pretty skanky on her part to be doing it, but no worse than him for having linked himself to that situation.
This is on him.
Not as bad, in fact.
Well,
I would
that's
say.
dirty, whorish That's the thing. I mean, when you're sleeping around like that, I mean, it's one thing if you're having a side affair with one person and you try to hide it, but man, if you're out banging like 10, 20, who knows how many women that he's been banging while he's been married.
That's the thing.
Somebody like this woman is gonna say something because she doesn't care.
Yeah.
What does she care if people find out? She doesn't care that she slept with a married man. She's a porn star.
It's good for her.
The angle of you like her, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's a porn star, just like that. And then there's the angle of the mistress, Jamie Grubbs, who was like, I'm mad. She came out with this because she was mad because there was other mistresses.
And Rachel Lucatel said the same thing.
No, I think my
Jamie
first
Grubbs right
initial reaction to it was angry. Who is this person, and if they're telling the truth? And I couldn't imagine him, being that way with somebody else. And I don't know the extent of his relationship with these other women. All these pictures are kind of, I'm sure they're playing them up, but more like a sex appeal feel. And I wanted to think that, I was always more than that.
So that's why everybody turned on him.
I think that was
he made them all seem like they were special.
A woman scorn thing. In a moment, producer Joe and Steve will do an interpretive reading of the text message that went back and forth between Tiger
and her
and Jamie. Steve playing the part of Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And Joe playing the part of Jamie. Very accurately, no doubt. Now that we have an idea of what Jamie sounds like, we all know what Tiger sounds like. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. 1-800-947-3979.
Get off my phone, you little pinhead! Get off my phone!
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. You check out the website, freebeerandhotwings.com. Blogs up there. New videos. VIP members, there's a couple new show videos that have gone up in the last week or so. Lots of links as well, including a link to that crazy light in Norway, which at the time was unexplained. Now the Russians have taken the credit for it, or the blame for it, I guess, depending on however you want to look at it. It was a failed missile launch, failed missile test. But the light in the sky was spectacular, if you haven't seen it yet.
Pretty cool.
I think it was cooler to have seen it last night when they were still saying they didn't know what it was.
Yeah, that stuff's always cool when it's a mystery.
And you only saw it on the internet? They didn't report it on like nightly news or anything?
I saw it last night on NBC's nightly news.
So that means there was this air of mystery to it.
There was. It was great.
They didn't mention anything about a missile at that point?
They said there are many theories as to what it could be.
But it couldn't have been that. There's no way because it looks so damn fantastic.
Yeah, they said could be a Russian missile, but they're denying it. And then
was it Brian Williams?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The way he delivers a story, you knew. If I would have seen it on the news last night when you did, I would have thrown myself in front of a bus because the aliens were coming.
Well, you love end of the world movies, and the idea that that's going to happen. I mean, there's a reason that you used to daydream about standing with one leg in the Hudson and the other leg on the other side of Manhattan with giant fists punching aliens back to space. That was your dream.
Yeah, I had a dream that I was a superhero, but a gigantic one. Mm-hmm. And my punching of the aliens dubbed me the name Fistor.
Well, that's one of the reasons.
Double meaning.
Multiple reasons, I suppose. But yeah, now they know. But you can still see the video. The video's it's spectacular video. It was a failed launch, and the missile started spinning crazily. And that's what was going on.
Yeah, it was like spewing jet fuel, and it looked like a gigantic pinwheel, a hypnotic disc spinning in the sky.
It's pretty awesome. So, Joe and Steve are about to perform for you.
It's Tiger.
Yeah. You're going to read the text messages between Jamie Grubbs and Tiger Woods. Mm-hmm. And I will narrate. Not a lot needed for the setup, but there is some narration involved.
So, Steve, you'll be handling the part of the world's greatest golfer, Eldrick Tiger Woods.
What's your Tiger voice?
Just like any lame white guy?
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah, that's exactly how you should.
Hey,
I mean, anything white would be.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, he doesn't talk like Shaquille O'Neal.
No, yeah, which black guy do you think you're impersonating?
Yeah, you sound like a black guy there. You need to sound like a white guy, which Tiger Woods does all the time.
Please try it again. Let us critique you further.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Better.
That's better. That's
the first
better.
one, Steve. That absolutely
It wasn't
sucked.
good. It wasn't good.
I mean, really, that was terrible. I got taco neck and I shoot 45% from the foul line. That's not Tiger.
Hey, you see what Karl Malone did to me?
Come on now. All right. Now that we fixed that.
Okay.
I busted out a little bit of his Barkley just now, by the way.
A little bit.
It was
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Did you see what Karl Malone gave me?
It wasn't meant
some
to,
ripple.
but...
Joe, let's hear your Jamie Grubbs voice.
Yeah.
This is a casting moment here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Joe's great at impressions. He never giggles stupidly.
Hey. Jamie Grubbs here.
No, that's exactly how she sounded. Yours is dead on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Steve will be reading the text messages that were sent by Tiger. Joe will be reading the text messages sent by him, Jamie Grubbs. Zane will provide narration. She was very classy in releasing all of these to a magazine for money. And now the world knows what kind of text messages. All of these women were so concerned that they were the only woman Tiger was sleeping with, but none of them have shown barely more than a shred of sorrow for hurting Tiger's wife.
Yeah. But no one has the bullhorn nearby them right now, do they? They're not like, it isn't right by you, is it?
No.
Never mind. That's fine. I'll adapt. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Are you ready to go, Freebeer?
I think so.
Hot Wings?
You bet.
Tiger?
I'm ready.
No.
I'm ready, guys.
Okay.
Come on now.
He's trying to keep up.
Jesus.
Let's maybe try a little improv. How did it feel when you won your first green jacket?
Well, it was, it was great, and I'm happy I wasn't a spaz.
Do you remember that when you were on that variety show? I think it was Mike Douglas when your dad had you hit those golf balls.
Yes.
What was that like? What do you remember from that, Tiger?
Well, I was really nervous because I was a young guy and just trying to make Dad happy and do what Dad said.
Now, that was pretty good.
Now, your father, your beloved father, mentor, coach, dad.
What was his name?
Earl.
Good job.
What is it? What is the fondest memory you have of your father, Tiger?
Well, it would have to be the days out on the driving range, just hitting golf balls and having Dad yell at me and tell me to do it the right way.
Excellent. I don't know if I would have necessarily liked him yelling at me, but yeah, I kind of know what you mean as him as your mentor and coach. So.
To each their own.
Yeah, so some good moments.
All right.
Interpretive
reading. Steve is Tiger Woods. Joe is Jamie Grubbs. Joe, there's no improv for you because we don't know anything about her.
No, she's ugly, and that's all.
Let me try that. Jamie, what are your hobbies?
Trying to look pretty. I'm not very good yet.
All right.
It would be so insulting.
I will narrate the lines written from the Post staff writers that surround this text message from the New York Post.
Okay.
A sexy collection of text messages between Jamie Grubbs and Tiger Woods, published today, reveal a playful relationship between the reality TV star, that needs to be used very loosely.
Yeah, she's not she was on one TV show where she played a real-life skank.
And star golfer. Grubbs, who carried on an affair with Tiger over 31 months, would often tease Woods, ask for dates with him, and complain about not seeing him enough. They would banter about TV shows, her dating life, and even his race. The following is the full text message transcript of a blog submitted by Miss Grubbs. In one text, Tiger pesters Grubbs to admit she has a boyfriend and asks if she'd slept with a friend of hers.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I don't even have someone I'm dating. No, you can be my boyfriend, winky face.
Then I am.
I wish.
Quiet and secretively, we will always be together. When was the last time you got laid?
Earlier that same night, Woods asked Grubbs when she last had a date, and he promises to, quote, wear her out the next time they see each other.
Miss you.
Now that's hot. So who is your new boy toy?
No new boy toy. Still running dry. Been on 2 real dates in the past 2 months. Frowny face.
I need you.
Then get your tight ass over here and visit me. I need you.
I will wear you out soon.
How soon? I got a new piercing.
Really? Where?
I just sent you a pic of it. It's on my cheek below my eye. Implanted a little diamond.
What?
Send it again. I didn't pick up on that.
Steve, more white. Steve, you got it. Less jersey, more white guy.
Send it again. I didn't pick up on that.
There you go.
You just need some attention from me.
In another, Tiger asked Grubbs if she slept with a friend of hers on his birthday.
I drove out for the night to surprise a friend with a present for their birthday.
What kind of present? Your naked body?
Actually, the thing is, that's how I think it would be if he had said it instead of texting it.
He does. He does say that.
That's how we all believe he sounds.
That's the way he sounds. Okay, anyway. Go ahead, Joe.
Ha ha, no, a watch. I slept alone.
Alone with him, that is.
Ha ha, I wish.
Woods also seemingly tried to warn Grubbs that he might not be what she was expecting, referring to himself as Bone Thugs in Harmony after he'd canceled a date on her.
What?
Is it Orange County time yet?
Oh, stop, smiley face.
Ha ha ha. I know. But you canceled on me last time, so the anticipation is killing me. I'm finding myself watching SportsCenter. Ha ha, JK, it isn't that bad.
It's never been that bad.
I only watch football. Very true. I only watch football.
Okay, you really got to white it up here.
Figured you would say that, big black guys.
Real text between Jamie Grubbs and Tiger Woods. Steve is playing Jamie Grubbs. You can tell because he sounds just like him. And Joe is playing Jamie because he sounds just like her. All right, pick it up after black guys.
You're my first, last, and only black guy. You should feel special.
Why do I not believe that?
Later, in response to Jamie's mention of a date... God. Later, in response to Jamie's mention of a date who was full of himself...
You kind of like that for some reason, which is weird why you decided on me. What?
Pick it up.
Having an Asian mother and a military father, you cannot and will not ever be full of yourself.
What?
I have fun with you. You always make me smile, and I am not afraid to be myself or say anything to you. The day I met you, I thought you were going to kick me out a few times, but for some reason you didn't. And you've told me numerous times I talk too much, but too slowly.
What?
I don't know. As I get to know you, I think you're absolutely amazing.
Geez, Ann Rice, write a book. It's a text message. No one wants to read that
People
crap.
say I talk too much.
By the way, she said she said that she felt comfortable saying anything to Tiger, like, "How's your wife?"
You are wrong. I'm Bone Thugs in Harmony.
Don't know what that means. In another exchange, Woods asked Grubbs to take a dirty photo of herself and send it to him.
Send me something very naughty.
Some things are worth waiting for. LOL. Besides, I'm at work.
Go to the bathroom and take it.
Ha ha. You're too much.
Later that day, after they seemed to have hooked up, Grubbs texted him right after he left, asking her to come back, and then referring to himself as Blasian.
Are you leaving me because your wife is still in Newport? Frowny face. I am lonely now. I like falling asleep in your arms.
Sorry, baby, I just can't sleep. It's just a problem I have. She is not here. They left this morning.
Well, I appreciate you not wanting to wake me up.
Come on, Joe. Come on.
But if I couldn't sleep, I would have rather sat up and talked to you more. Find out why I keep falling more and more for you.
Because
Winky face.
Because I'm Blasian, smiley face.
Blasian.
I'm sorry, Bab. I'm already home.
I'm putting my underwear back on. That's a no-no. Come take them off.
Smiley face, you are too funny.
Finally, the day before the crash that caused Woods' world to unravel, Tiger sent her a text message wishing her a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
You too, love.
Beautiful.
Finn.
Wow. Finn. The end of a good film.
Okay. Man.
That was titillating.
Listen how much he sounds like Steve.
Please.
The reaction is interesting. Sounds like Kermit and Miss Piggy. This person says, better than Mystery Science Theater. This crap is hysterical. Joe and Steve, brilliant. Joe and Steve need to do dramatic recreations of current events once a week, maybe. Chris writes, please stop. I hate it. Teresa says, I've been listening to you guys since the beginning, and I have to say that improv is quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's not really
Craig
improv.
says, it's occurring to me how stupid text messages sound when they're read out loud. That same thing happened to me.
Yeah, for sure.
We need more. This person also says we need more of Joe and Steve reenacting in Zane's narration stories.
How about?
It's kind of a unique setting with the text messages and stuff.
You should read some of mine. My wife and I. Funny.
Dude, I don't want to do that.
No one wants any part of that.
Dude.
I do. I think that'd be funny.
I do too. I think it'd be wonderful. That's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. And to make it better, no pre-reading. Can you imagine that?
Okay.
Just hand the phone to...
This would be awesome. Oof. Man.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. 97.9 GRD, Grand Rapids Rock Alternative, the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Periods of snow with gusty winds, 17 the high. That's about where we're at now. Lots of blue still on the radar. We've got a gale warning along the lakeshore. A blizzard warning continues. Probably a winter snow advisory.
It's just generally pretty nice.
It's not very good.
But it isn't what we thought it would be.
No.
Right?
Certainly not yet. I mean, not unless it gets a lot worse.
It could end up snowing. Yeah, they've got, because they were saying 12 inches in a lot of areas by the time Friday rolls around. So you got 24 hours
Yeah,
yet.
maybe it'll park somewhere and dump a bunch.
Uh-huh.
It's still terrible roads right now.
The roads suck. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, with that blowing snow, it makes things very icy.
Yeah.
That is a fact. Tomorrow, we've got another chance for you to win a remote car starter from Extreme Car Audio, something that comes in incredibly handy on days like today.
Yeah,
obviously.
where your car gets encased in a little ice.
Yep. And in this case, last week it was guys only because we were expecting hairy bodies.
Right, right.
This week it doesn't matter, and so in order this week's the gender wouldn't matter, but because last week's was guys only, to be fair, we're making this week's women only. 2 women will compete for a chance to win for the remote starter from Extreme Car Audio.
This will be great.
Question: should we tell them what they'll be doing now, or surprise them when they get here?
I think we could say it ahead of time because I don't think anyone would gain a tactical advantage by knowing.
Okay. Zane, what do you think?
I agree with Hot Wings.
Joe wants to wait. Steve?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, we'll tell him now.
Well, here's my logic. There's a better chance we'll get hot chicks if we tell them, because if we don't tell them, we'll only get bow wows. That's the logic.
Well, plus, since they wouldn't, I don't know about that logic, but my logic was, since we wouldn't necessarily give anyone a tactical advantage by allowing them to know, that way if somebody really doesn't want to do it, or if it would save us the pain in the ass and them the pain in the ass of coming in and then just not doing it.
Of somebody saying, oh, I'm allergic.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And it's bow wow repellent.
So. No, it might be.
I'm not sure
that's the case. I'm not sure why you think we'll get more attractive people because we say what it is.
Because it is a bit of a physical thing and a little bit gross, and unattractive people might be more tested at such a gross thing, or may have less of a inhibition.
Right. So wouldn't that make them more willing to come in?
Unattractive people. Well, I'm just saying. No, that was bad logic.
I'm actually trying to remember where you stand because your logic is very circular.
Mm-hmm. Which do you believe again?
Yeah, what do you want to do? Do you want to tell people or not tell people?
Okay, let me tell you
and
what
then
I
we'll
want.
help you logic from there.
Okay. You really want to know what I want?
Yes.
I brought this time machine to work. Did you see it over there? I'm going to go jump in it. And then I'm going to go back about 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to sit right here and go, sounds good, guys. So right now I'm going over to the time machine. I'm now in the time machine. Sounds good, guys.
I actually want to turn the microphones off, wait long enough for that file to save, so that Joe could immediately pull the
it's a bad idea. That's scrubbing up, man.
the audio.
It's impossible.
And so we could hear Zane's awesome logic. So enjoy this brief interlude. We'll be right back in like 10 seconds. And welcome back.
No,
that should do it.
Keep it refreshed, Joe.
Yeah, that should be enough
there.
for it to show up there. That was a long enough time with the microphones off. Joe will pull that. Nonetheless, we do need 2 women.
Yeah.
Your appearance does not matter. 1-800-947-3979. You will be coming in to do a game that we call the Eggnog Bong.
Right.
Joe is preparing 2, essentially, beer bongs, but they'll have not been used for that before. Two funnels.
Pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
A couple tubes.
Are you buying
very simple.
a beer bong?
Yeah. And then each person, it will be a race. First one to complete their portion of eggnog will win the remote starter from Extreme Car Audio. You'll do it right here in the studio. There'll be no nudity, no doing anything weird other than doing a bong of eggnog.
Joe, when you make that, make sure you have a wide bottomed funnel and wide enough tube, because eggnog is thick as hell.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure.
It'll be like a shake.
Mm-hmm. And this is women only.
Right.
Andy, shake your head dramatically as soon as the first 5 guys call, because I know that you'll still get calls from guys, even though we made it very clear.
They will.
Women only.
They'll go, it's not fair.
And we should use, the guys can't say that. We've had many more contests that were guys only than girls only.
Mm-hmm.
We do need probably one alternate. There'll be some backup prizes, but it won't be a situation, just like before, where everybody gets a remote starter from Extreme Car Audio. But, God, one of those would be sweet today. In fact, I will use one that I got from there later today. That is a fact.
Right.
1-800-947-3979. Joe, are you having trouble putting that? Or how's it coming?
It's not working. It's not working.
It's what?
It's not available.
Joe, you seem to be giving me an opposite nonverbal reaction than what Zane is providing verbally.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
don't see it.
Yeah, it seems like it would be right there.
It's crazy. I don't see it.
Because it would be like how we always pull audio the same way. It's probably labeled like under today's date, like Zane's an idiot or something.
We could try this clip and see if it's similar.
No, don't take control of the computer, and do not turn off my microphone.
We should just play this clip.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Turn it
Yeah.
on. No, turn on my microphone.
No, go ahead and play it.
Yeah. Come on. All right. Here's the clip.
Okay. All right, let's...
Question, should we tell them what they'll be doing now or surprise them when they get here?
I think we could say it ahead of time because I don't think anyone would gain a tactical advantage by knowing.
Okay. Zane, what do you think?
I agree with Hot Wings.
Joe wants to wait. Steve?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, we'll tell them now.
Well, here's my logic. There's a better chance we'll get hot chicks if we tell them, because if we don't tell them, we'll only get bow wows. That's the logic.
Okay, that was the first part. Joe, are you pulling the second part? The
Yes.
actual contradiction?
Yes.
Which means no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll tell them now.
Well, Freebert's frustrated.
You know the part that makes it funny? We have that part.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just heard that first part and I thought it was funny.
Howling said, the part that makes it funny. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, do you have that up? We turn the mics off and everything.
I mean, he always makes stupid statements. It's the reasoning that makes it funny.
We wanted to show the circle of logic, not the moment of doubt.
Hey, guys, this is what happens if producer Joe was running the audio and we had to play the Miss South Carolina clip. Hey, guys, you're going to love this.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is? I've heard...
That's rich. Smiley face.
That's a crazy question.
As that clip was playing, I'm watching the audio file going, it doesn't seem like there's very much left. I think ideally the first logic, which was that telling them would bring hot chicks to the table,
right,
would be then put back to back with the logic that later said nearly the opposite thing to create the contradiction that we played this to get to.
Right. I remember that. How's that going? Got that yet?
Oh, hey.
Joe, what you working on? Oh, no. Timing's not important.
No, yeah, well, it'll be really funny now. That's the main thing. It'll be so funny. I'm actually delighted this happened.
Andy, 2 times, do we have our contestants?
Yeah, we sure do.
We do. We have 2 ladies.
Yep.
Did you ask them how hot they were?
I did not ask. They sound hot. But
Okay, well, of course they do.
Yeah, of course.
And we got 2, and we got an alternate as well.
We will here in a sec.
Okay.
I got another funny clip that Joe would play.
Land mammal.
No, it's all good.
Okay, here's another one.
Hey, it's hockey season in Hockey Town.
Did the Red Wings shoot down the...
Nice.
I like the producer Joe is in charge segment.
I am a gay.
Gay what? I gotta know.
Gay what?
A what? A gay duck? Hey, Joe.
What you doing?
What's going on? You had any new friends on Facebook?
It's in there.
It is?
What? What's in there?
That part you wanted.
I thought we played the only good part.
I did too.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
I'm not sure that's the case. I'm not sure why you think we'll get more attractive people because we say what it is.
Because it is a bit of a physical thing and a little bit gross, and unattractive people might be more tested at such a gross thing or may have less of a inhibition.
Right, so wouldn't that make them more willing to come in?
Unattractive people. Well, I'm just saying, no, that was bad logic. Still funny. You're off the hook.
I can see why you'd have left that part out.
Still funny, Joe. You're okay. The passage of time was not a deterrent. Unattractive people. Maybe a little. Well, I'm just saying, no, that was bad logic. How did you keep that out? I don't understand how you did that.
Joe.
Come on.
Be easy to overlook because his explanation was so good.
Oh, my God. How is it that you look worse than me in this? This is ridiculous.
He sounded like me trying to explain how trucks might weirdly blow up at a loading dock.
Absolutely.
And you skipped over that.
Unattractive people. Well, I'm just saying.
Anytime there's this noise,
yeah,
that's the part. I mean, I'm just saying.
Dude, when that clip ended, and the first clip ended, the look on Freeber's face was, "Is that it? Where's the rest?"
Well, there must be
where's the funny part?
Part 2 must be on the way.
What about the punchline?
Joe, is there anything you want to add?
No, it's all in their clips. It's all in there for later.
Well, JT is in next.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's another clip that Joe would play.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, Mary, we're glad you're okay.
Yeah.
And our best to you and your husband, okay?
Just a clip. Just a quick talk.
Mm-hmm.
A woman that's a little...
Little what?
Cut it in half for us.
JT is in next. Chance, like we said, tomorrow it's for you to win a remote car starter from Extreme Car Audio.
And I'm looking over the show.
We know how that one finishes.
I said, okay.
It's 97.9 GRD.